there's a group of people that swear up and down that this Doom is going to be a Tony Stark variant. Okay. We're talking almost 20 years of movies of this story. And it's all going to build to this fucking goofy ass story here of a Christmas tree looking Iron Man fighting a red and gold Dr. Doom. Like, that is going to be the payoff. We really believe that after all these years, they're going to make the payoff of both sagas this lame ass, goofy fucking what if story. Come on.
I don't believe so.
DC Comics cancels a Red Hood story after one issue due to somebody's freedom of speech that they exercised about the Charlie Kirk shooting. Well, this comic was supposed to be a fresh start for Jason Todd in the DC universe. Okay. Got canceled after one issue because of this writer Gretchen's comments. But then I guess that leads to that question, like, what's freedom of speech? Like, it's free. It's not, hey, freedom to say things that are not fucked up. It's freedom of speech.
Well, nobody prosecuted this person because of what they said.
Right.
So therefore you have the right to say that.
Absolutely.
Freedom of speech means that you think that you have the right to say that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that there's no consequence behind it.
Yeah.
So just like weed, to heavier drugs, movie theaters are the gateway to digital streaming.
I gotta push back on that, Adrian. Weed is not the gateway to fucking anything. That's a goddamn nope fucking lie.
That's a myth?
It's a myth. It's a fucking myth.
I don't use the
you
shit,
don't know.
so okay.
It's a gateway to fucking eating donuts, I'll tell you that.
You got it.
All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
What up, man?
What's up, dude?
It's a beautiful day today, dude.
Dude, it
There's
is,
a lot
bro.
going on. But but this I realize this is also the season for those that are asthmatically challenged.
Yeah, dude. I think I spent the last hour clearing my throat just to bring this podcast to everybody out there, So
hey, the sacrifices that we make.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
We owe it to the people. So we appreciate you guys hopping on. Appreciate you guys watching us. This is the only motherfucking place you need to be right now. Is
Absolutely.
that fair to say?
Yeah, that is fair.
We had a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit in the world going on this week. It's been a hell of a fucking week.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how things tend to cross over into the comic book world. So we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm.
You have a hidden gem later on.
Yes, sir.
We all saw, well, I don't know if we all did. I hope you did. We saw Peacemaker episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
The show's it's shaping up to be, let's just say this. So far, the 4 episodes of season 2 have me at least believing that season 2 is going to be better than season 1 when it's all said and done.
We shall see.
We shall see. But I'm enjoying these 4 episodes than I did the whole first season. And I like the first season. So we got that later. We got news and rumors here in a second. I also, Adrian, I have my friends over at Rotten Tomatoes. We have a What the Fuck Rotten Tomatoes later. We had our top 5 movies of all time.
Yep.
And so this is something we just threw it on you guys. Nobody even asked for this. It's like extra dessert,
Right.
But we are going to talk about our top 5 movies, and I didn't even rank them, Adrian. I just picked 5 of my all-time favorites because I think there's a difference between the best movies and your absolute favorite movies, right?
Sure.
Sometimes maybe your favorite movie may not be the most critically acclaimed, but
absolutely
you like it,
right?
So that's how I did my list. But news and rumors. Dude, so the first one, you and I were just kind of talking about this a little bit before we got on. There was, the guy was killed this past week, right? Yeah. At a I don't even know if you'd call it a rally. It was an event. So everyone knows Charlie Kirk, yes. And I'm not going to get political because I'm not a political guy, but I'm going to give you my stance and also tell you how this ties into comics because it did tie into comics. And the thing about this, dude, it brings up a lot of talk about, I guess, freedom of speech.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, did I agree with most of what he said? No, definitely not. What I always did think was intriguing about this individual, Charlie, was that he would go to places, he'd provide an open mic, give me your take, I'll give you my take.
Right.
Went back and forth.
Yep.
It should have not elevated to a violent level.
Sure.
Right. And then I know afterwards, people say, there's a lot of negative talk about him afterwards online, this, that. And I mean, dude, that stuff's going to be there.
Sure.
I'm not one of those, you shouldn't say that. I don't know, dude. He said shit that people probably felt he shouldn't have said. And now other people are saying things. The only thing I do know is that it should never escalate to violence.
Correct.
Regardless of what I say to you, what you say to me, we should never get it to that level.
Well, interesting thing about that is, and this is the other stuff
Yes.
that we talk about on Only Comics. I was doing some networking or something when I heard this, and I all of a sudden, Charlie Kirk. I didn't even know who by name. I did not know who he was. Right. I had seen snippets of some of his debates.
Okay.
And what I got out of that was, so it only later in the day when I looked at the news and I saw his face that I realized who he was.
Okay.
So the only thing I do know, I don't know, but what appears to be happening or appears to have happened was this. Not even about the killing part, but about him, is that he didn't have a platform that he stood on like a soapbox and just vomited some stuff.
Sure.
Right? He had a professional organization.
Yep.
He was invited to places, typically campuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was invited by and paid, I'm assuming,
I'm sure,
by these places, and he had a debate. He didn't come in and just, stood on his soapbox and railroaded people.
Right.
He would ask questions and he would give his opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And so like in a debate format.
Sure.
So now that's different than somebody, standing on the street corner with a speakerphone and, hey, you must, this is my opinion.
Right.
And now, could he spread, his intentions within that same forum? Sure.
Mm.
But, in this world where you're supposed to have freedom of speech, I don't think you should be, killed for it.
Correct.
Now, freedom of speech is, somebody said this, where there's freedom of speech, but there's, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences.
Mm.
Now, death should never be a consequence of your speech.
Correct.
But again, he had a platform. He was invited. He was being paid, I'm assuming. He had a whole business model behind it. So outside of that, again, tragic, but, the man had a right to be there just as much as the ones that he was debating, because people showed up to debate him.
Sure.
So
it's, I've said this on here several times. If there's something I don't like, I just avoid it.
Correct.
Like if I'm in people, you're well within your right. I think there's some people that really dislike the things that he stood for.
Sure.
Right. And that's fine. Mm-hmm. But for me, if I really dislike something you're saying, doing, I just stay away.
Right.
You know how I feel about country music, Adrian. It fucking makes my ears bleed. I hate it. I can't stand it. But you know what? If you tell me country music's your favorite genre of music of all time, I go, dude, I'm happy for you. Mm-hmm. Just don't play that shit around me.
Right.
But what I'm not gonna do is go to stand outside a country music concert and go, you guys all fucking suck, you're stupid. And I'm being a little bit dramatic, but and I understand the politics may affect you more on a personal level than, someone's music.
Right.
But still, it doesn't need to get to that level. And it just shows you, man, what happens when someone gets a little too much influence.
Right.
Because he had a hell of a lot of influence, whether you agree with his, stances or not. I mean, he had a big following.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, to my point is that, again, I knew his face when I saw it. I knew what he talked about some of the things, because again, I've only seen maybe one or two clips of him, but and you sit there and you listen to some of the things that he talk about, and then you move on. So I didn't even place the name with the face that I had seen or experienced. So I really know nothing about the guy. I don't know anything about the guy.
Yeah.
But so obviously, in order to feel that way about somebody, you got to be in a state of oppression or suppression, which means that you cannot escape this shit, right? And obviously, I escaped it because I never even, I didn't put, 1 and 2 together. Now, if you get to the point where you have to, force people, and it's funny, he had the messages, but this guy that killed him had the action. And it's like, okay, I'm going to say some things that will inflame you, irritate you, piss you off, so on and so forth. But this other guy was like, I don't like what you're saying so much. I'm going to take control of your life.
Right.
And that's completely wrong. I mean, I've seen also as a result of this, like comedy shows, right? You know, people that love Trump go to these comedy shows, and you know, comedians, they're gonna poke fun at Trump, right?
Of course.
And then they get pissed off to the point where they
Right.
just gotta say something. And what happens when you're at a comedy show?
Oh, you're gonna
and
get
you
roasted,
say something,
bro.
you're gonna get roasted.
Yep.
And as soon as you do that, then you get mad and you get all pissed off. I can't believe you're talking about my favorite person in the universe.
Sure.
You walk out, you know, the fingers and all this other kind of stuff.
Yep.
So it's just an interesting time that we live in.
Yeah, absolutely. What was that statement you said earlier about freedom of speech? It's not what?
Well, you have the freedom to say whatever you want to. There's freedom of speech, but there is no freedom of speech without consequence.
Right.
Like you can't get on an airplane and say bomb, right?
Correct.
Go into a movie theater and say, hey, fire.
Correct.
You know, that kind of dumb shit.
Yeah.
There's just some things that you can say it. You absolutely can say whatever you want to say.
Sure.
But is there consequences behind, you know, whatever you say? Now, I don't think, like, again, I don't have a perspective on Charlie Kirk. I don't know the guy. But I don't think that nothing he said was worth the consequence that actually ended up happening.
Yeah, I agree with that. So you have freedom of speech, but you don't have freedom of what happens after the speech.
Correct.
And how this ties into comics, you ask, Adrian.
Yep. Because I did ask that.
You definitely asked,
yep.
absolutely, yeah. Or you were gonna. You were just
subliminally.
right about to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, DC Comics cancels a Red Hood story, Red Hood comic line after one issue due to somebody's freedom of speech that they exercised about the Charlie Kirk shooting. So,
oh wow,
this is where it gets, you know, you kind of blur that line of like what's okay and what's not, right?
Wait a minute. This just happened like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And
somebody made some comments.
Somebody already redirected a comic book publication?
Yes. So this past week, Red Hood #1 was released by DC Comics. I've not read it. I know nothing about this comic. By an author, Gretchen Felker Martin. Now, in the article, it says this writer is a transgender writer. So I don't know why I know why they felt the need to include that is because Charlie Kirk has taken stances against, you know, trans people. So...
But he's also taking stances from the two things that I saw that he was debating was transgender, the fall of Black families or wealth, and birth.
Okay. Yes.
So that's the only three things that I've seen him talk about.
So it would make sense as to why they would point that out about this writer when I tell you what what Gretchen said here.
So I should shut the fuck up and let you
sit tight, Adrian. I'm gonna lay it on you. All right. So this first of all, this comic was supposed to be a fresh start for Jason Todd in the DC universe.
Okay.
Got canceled after one issue because of this writer Gretchen's comments. And this is in the immediate aftermath, and actually before Kirk had passed. This was, I'm assuming, a tweet. These are her words, their words, not mine. Felker said, "Thoughts and prayers, you Nazi bitch." She later said, "Hope the bullet's okay," after touching Charlie Kirk. So DC saw that.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean it's a kind of a nasty thing to say.
That's not kind of a nasty thing to say. That's a fucked up.
It's a fucked up thing to say. But then I guess that leads to that question: like, what's freedom of speech? Like, it's free. It's not freedom to say things that are not fucked up. It's freedom of speech.
Well, you know, nobody prosecuted this person because of what they said.
Right.
So therefore you have the right to say that.
Absolutely.
Freedom of speech means that you think that you have the right to say that. That doesn't mean that there's no consequence behind it.
Correct. Now, the thing about when you have a job, Adrian, because I think that's where it's like, as much as that is fucked up, but I believe in you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want. So, but I also understand if you're running a company, you may not want to put out an issue every month with this individual's name on it while they're out saying these things. So I think DC was well within their right with what they did. They canceled the existing orders for Red Hood 2 and 3 and any future orders of that series. So they stopped, you know, they had this series where this individual was going to write, and now they canceled it because of their comments. So you fucking just fucked yourself out of a job,
right,
for sharing these nasty comments,
right, and potentially you fucked some comic book fans
Yeah.
out of what could have, maybe would have been a good comic run,
right?
So
DC did have a statement on this. They said, at DC Comics, we place the highest value on our creators and community and affirm the right to peaceful individual expression of personal viewpoints. Posts or public comments that can be viewed as promoting hostility or violence are inconsistent with DC's standards of conduct. So, again, well within their right. So it's, and I don't know. I mean, listen, like I said earlier, I would never say I was a Charlie Kirk fan. I don't think anyone should be killed for voicing their point of view. Unfortunately, I do know that does happen, though. Because two things, I could believe that that's not right, but it does happen.
Correct.
Right. So, and shit like this, I think it says a lot about the person if you're willing to say that about someone who is in a life-threatening, situation. But I also believe, dude, that's her right to say whatever the fuck she wants.
Right. Well, I mean, since then, there's been a handful of those type of firings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just within the last couple of days, because people have made their own, just because you have a platform, that doesn't mean that you can express, or it just depends.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of your platform, well, just because you are on a platform, like say a football player that has some political view, so they're in the spotlight, they just happen to be in the camera, they're like, fuck Trump.
Right.
That's not
can't
why
do it
you're there.
Yeah, you can't do that there.
So, there was TMZ was the last thing that I saw, where they were looking at right before the Charlie Kirk thing. They were looking at a police chase.
Yeah.
Some white car going down some street. I mean, they were doing like 30 miles an hour. It wasn't like a high speed 200 mile an hour thing down the highway.
Yeah.
The car was essentially going, the wrong way down the road. And then the Charlie Kirk news came over, and then you could hear in the background, the staff just burst out and like clapping and hooping and hollering and all that kind of shit. And they came out and said, well, they were doing that because even though the timing was similar or the same, they were doing it because of this car chase. But then this other company, they're like, well, let's look at this car chase. They were looking at a car chase, but at the time the Charlie Kirk news came out, the car had went behind a building. The cop car was going like 10 miles an hour, just following this guy going down the road. So there was nothing worth all that explosion of seemingly happiness over the death of this individual. Yeah. So a lot of that's happening. Sure. Probably a lot will happen, because just like cops that don't get it about killing black dudes.
Sure.
People, they don't, even though they might be in the news or social media, they just get it out. Mm-hmm. Right. Got to get it out. It's bubbling up. I got to say something. And then shit happens. Yeah. Consequences.
I think, and it's not about this situation specifically, but it definitely plays into it. I think as a whole, we get too offended at shit. Like, we take shit too serious sometimes.
Yeah.
I know some of this stuff's extreme.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, at the end of the day, you said something, you post something. Right. I had to read it to get upset. I had to almost go find it. You know what I mean? Like, just, who cares? I don't give a fuck. Say what you want.
So, the whole sticks and stones thing, words. Words do hurt. Words can incite. Words can inflame. It's a lot. Yeah. Again, I didn't know the guy. I didn't know everything. I don't know everything around the situation. I try to stay out of all this stuff. But, I mean, regardless of your perspective, the guy shouldn't have been, killed. True. Yeah. For his point of view.
Right. All right. Moving on. So, The Last of Us. This is a video game, 2 video games. It's a HBO Max show. Mm-hmm. We've watched both seasons. We've reviewed them here. First season, I think, if I remember right, I know I really enjoyed it. I thought you did as well. Mm-hmm. Second season, it was not as enjoyable.
Right.
It was still not a bad show, but it was nowhere near the first season, right? So Neil Druckmann, he is the fellow who wrote, directed the game. Mm-hmm. He worked on the first 2 seasons of the show, but he's recently made his announcement that he's going to walk away from the show before the start of season 3. So when something like this happens, Adrian, we get to talking, we get to speculating, because he did not give us a reason. Well, let me tell you what he said, and you tell me if you see a reason in here, okay? So he says, I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work completed on season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our next exciting game, Intergalactic, a heretic prophet, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative. So what else? He goes on to say that our goal, here, he said, our goals for the show, I had multiple goals. Some of them were selfish. I wanted to elevate The Last of Us beyond the people that have played the game. He felt like the story could reach a bigger audience. And in a nutshell, he said he wanted someone to watch the show and have no idea it was based on a video game and then be like, wait, that was based on a video game? So first of all, would you say he accomplished that goal with this show?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, there's nothing, unless I told you or unless you heard it was a video game based on a video game, there's nothing about the show that would indicate that.
Nah.
And the story was good enough to kind of to hold the show. You don't think, oh, it's a video game, so it's probably some basic kid story,
Right.
But it was pretty good story.
Well, I mean, two things. One, I think, he just he wanted to walk away before his OnlyFans page got discovered. No,
this isn't Bo DeMeo.
Oh, okay.
That's the X-Men creator, bro. You're getting them mixed up.
No. Again, freedom of speech, freedom to explore the things that make you happy. Do the shit that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And if he wants to walk away so he can explore those things, then good for him.
Do you think, though, because this is, I think, what people are getting at, is there more to this? Does it have anything to do with how the second season wasn't as well received as the first? And does he maybe want to distance himself from this if it gets worse?
Well, what if it gets better?
It's a gamble.
So I'm thinking this, just like, and we'll discuss later in Peacemaker, there was a spitting scene.
Yes.
Which was probably made last year.
Right.
Which coincides with something that happened recently in sports, right? I think that people, and this is a business thing that I always look at. You never know where people are in their business or their life, right? So it doesn't hurt to ask. Like, if you want to buy a business or take over a business, it doesn't hurt, even though the business might seem profitable and going well. Just walk in and say, hey, Mike, you have a comic book store. I have a comic book store. I'd like to buy your comic book store. What you gonna say? Yes or no?
Right.
So you could be like, dude, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I want to be on a beat somewhere. Fuck these comics, right? Mm-hmm. So he might have some time ago decided that he's ready to move on.
Okay.
And he could have used this second season as that, well, yeah, it's kind of dipping in a way. So now's the opportune time for me to move, as opposed to, well, if it was doing well, I would probably feel some kind of way if I moved on.
Right.
But he had already decided to move, I think.
So would it be safe to say that people that go, it's got to be for some other reason, sometimes we forget that decisions are made based on a ton of different factors, not just one. Like, it wasn't just, shit, season 2 sucked, I got to get the fuck out of here. To your point, it could just be a timing thing where he had planned on, by this point, doing something else. Being on the show takes up too much of that time. He wants to leave because he wants to work on this next game, which is, I'm sure, very time consuming, right?
Sure.
And maybe the mediocre ending of the second season helped make that decision, right?
Two things. Well, two more things. 95% of the mania that goes on in people's lives is shit they make up themselves.
Yes.
You're the one in your head, and you can look at things and observe things and feel things and all this other kind of bullshit. You made it up, dude. I mean, whatever situation that you've got yourself into, I can guarantee you the things that got you there, you made them up in your head first.
Okay.
With that in mind, fuck what people think. Who cares about how you read his intentions or his body language or whatever. The man decided to move on, let him move on, be happy for him.
Gotcha.
Support the next thing that he does.
So he's running
or not.
Right, he's running and hiding is what you're saying. No.
Even that. Even if he decides to, like, you know what? I'm tired. I just want to go and, you know, pull up next to Waitiki on the bicycle at the bottom of the ocean, and we're just gonna chill for a little bit. I want to do that.
Okay.
You know, so whatever.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of it all. I agree with you. He probably had this decision, at least was thinking about it a while ago. I do believe the game is a big part of it too, because that's where he started. Like, we know him for the reason why there's the Last of Us show is because there was successful Last of Us games, 2 before the show was even created. So I think it was kind of like, imagine like he created these games. Now you get a chance to work on a Hollywood project based on your creation. Cool. But I think after the second season, maybe we saw how well or not well it was received, he could have already been thinking like, dude, I did that, but now I want to get back to my bread and butter, my video games. And they're going to make a third season, fucking have attitude. You don't need me.
I mean, if your thing is video gaming, right? And then somebody says, hey, come in and help us make this movie. It's like, fuck, dude. You know, it's video games is a distraction.
Yeah.
You know, I've always wanted to do the gaming stuff. I'm lending you my talents to do this movie, but I want to get back over to this thing right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be that as well. But again, we're speculating. We don't know.
Right. We don't know shit because they don't fucking tell us anything, Adrian. They leave us out here in the dark by ourselves, so we have to make up stories here. No. But either way, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm excited for season 3, but for me, it's one of those things where I'm invested now. I've watched the first 2. I'm not going to not watch it, but based off of last season, I don't have as high hopes for it.
Yeah, right. I'm not excited about season 3 at all.
No.
If I watch it, I'll watch it. But we'll see.
We'll see what happens. So, dude, Avengers Doomsday, something that we are going to be talking about for the next year plus, right? So it comes out still December of next year. Hasn't been pushed back yet.
Right.
And the marketing for this movie so far has been a lot different than past movies.
Okay.
We've not seen a teaser yet. We definitely haven't seen a trailer yet.
Correct.
We haven't really even seen set photos yet. We've seen some stuff. We've not seen Doom in suit yet. We've not seen any of these characters outside of like,
well, we saw his arm, his gauntlet.
Yeah.
in Fantastic Four, right?
Right. But I'm saying for this movie itself, they've not given us a whole lot.
Right.
And one of the things they did this past week, so Disney had something in Shanghai, China. It was some marketing event, and they did a light show. Did you see any of this?
No.
All right. Well, let's. I actually have the light show here. I'm gonna show it to you. We'll talk as we're watching through this, dude. But yeah, it's Here we go. All right. I'll put the sound off. So this is what everybody at the event was treated to. Some of this is pretty fucking cool. So what you get to see in here is how the Doom suit looks. It's kind of our first reveal of that. Well, we got fucking nothing going on now. But this is different, dude. This is cool. Like outside of just pumping out a teaser or trailer, you do something like this. And Disney didn't record it. I think they relied on everybody else to post it online because that's what happens.
Well, what they don't want to happen is this be a Disney official release.
Yeah. But it was at their event. So there's the Doom mask.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
This is Marvel's marketing.
Well, just because the Marvel thing, we talking about China.
Yeah.
Right? Just because it says Marvel, that doesn't mean it's...
No, this was confirmed to be their event. And it will line up. And there's some advertising outside of the expo center too. Yeah, I mean, so far, pretty cool. Doom sitting on the throne. I wonder if after seeing this, it'd be cool to compare it to those what was it? The drawings, the artwork that we saw, the concept art. Remember that was leaked, but then they said it wasn't. I wonder how close it is. But dude, so far, it's hard to tell with this light show, but the little glimpses we're getting, I'm liking the Doctor Doom design. There's a spot in here.
Was that T'Challa?
Possibly, because they're is a part where we see a Black Panther logo. I guess
that looks more like Vision.
Yeah, I think it's still Doom though. Yeah, it is.
It's like they're morphing characters. This is a light show?
Yep. Yeah, some hell of a fucking lights they got there. Shit.
Yo,
looks like a damn hologram.
So remember that technology term where like some technology is so advanced it's indistinguishable from magic?
Yeah.
Like this is in our lifetime today being able to see this holographic shit.
Right.
Imagine a species fucking 1,000 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that shit would be like just crazy, right?
Yep. Dude, imagine like realiving someone that died like 40 years ago.
Well, didn't they do that already with Tupac? Didn't they have like a Tupac hologram light
No, I'm
show?
saying bring someone back to life. And show them this. Now here's another a little, I guess, the Easter egg type of deal. This looks like one of the rings, like the 10 rings, right? So we saw how powerful these rings were in Shang-Chi.
Isn't that Strange's?
It looks like something from Doctor Strange.
Something from Strange, right?
Yep. Now we know that Doom is a master of magic as well.
Correct.
All right, so you got the Avengers logo. You got Black Panther kind of old face almost.
Mm-hmm.
You have Fantastic Four to be expected, right? That's some cool fucking light show though. Right. And this is on like somebody's shitty phone camera, like.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are no shitty phone cameras.
True, anymore. It's just dark. It's dark, and then you got the X-Men logo.
Mm-hmm.
So there was another part of this. So that is, well, first of all, what you think about the light show?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
That and the Globe in Vegas and what they're doing with drones now as far as shows.
Yes.
Right, this shit's amazing.
Yep. So I have, for the longest, Abe, you can go back on this show, and I have asked for one scene to be part of Doomsday for so long.
Okay.
Right? Over and over. You know what scene I'm talking about.
Oh, the Thanos soul snatching?
The fucking soul snatch, your bitch ass, grab your spine, hold you up like a piece of shit, and fucking get rid of you, right? So.
You feel some kind of way about that, Mike?
Dude, I do, because it's just a massive, massive flex of power, right? And Thanos is one of those characters that he thinks he's the one above all, right? He's a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he thinks he is the baddest motherfucker. And you ain't the baddest motherfucker when God Emperor Doom is up in this bitch. So, and I'm more of a Doom fan than a Thanos fan. I realized that about myself recently is Doom. The more I get to know Doom, the more he is one of my favorite characters. You know, him, Magneto. I gravitate towards the anti-heroes, Adrian.
Sounds like dudes in masks. What'd you say? No, did he?
Yeah. That was a good one. So I went back and counted, Adrian, how many times I asked for this, and the number I came up with was a fucking lot. Okay, so but what I wanted to show you, this I didn't see this part. I mean, maybe the light show was longer than what we saw, but I saw this somewhere else. So check out this little scene from the light show. I saw a TikTok where it showed this too. So this is not no CGI bullshit. Up top is the scene from the comics, and down low, we see at least the spine
and skeleton.
Right. Now, what a few people pointed out was we see the snatch. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's Thanos.
Correct. Could have been Scott.
Could have been Scott. I mean, the list of who it could have been is pretty fucking long, right? You have the first choice, the obvious option is Thanos because it happened in the comics. I'm
thinking second probably Steve Rogers.
Okay, Steve Rogers is a good one. I'm thinking Kang.
Okay.
Right? Because we don't know. They have not said whether they were going to completely just keep Kang out of this or include him in a small role in something like this.
Yeah, him just getting his soul snatched out. Yeah. Right?
Yep. Like again,
they just show up to just die.
Oh, you thought you had this shit like Doom flexing on him? Oh, you thought you were running this saga, bro. No, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
It could be Sentry.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably a far-fetched one, but I'm just thinking.
Wait a minute. Sentry?
Yeah.
What Sentry?
From Thunderbolts.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm thinking something else.
Okay. Yo, cut that out. Don't have Adrian looking like you don't know what he's talking
I
about.
don't give a shit.
But I mean, that one is probably one of the lowest on the list. It could be, you mentioned Scott, it could be anyone from the X-Men universe.
Right.
Could be Magneto. Could be a lot of people.
Sure.
I'm hoping it's Thanos, though. I'm hoping it's that fucking purple-headed, nutsack, chin-having motherfucker Thanos. I hope it's him that gets soul snatched, you know?
Damn.
So, anyways, but this, I like this new marketing approach from them. They're kind of just like dropping little breadcrumbs out there.
Sure.
And like you said, because you were asked, like, are you sure it's official? Like, oh, it's definitely them. But they're not putting it out as their official marketing.
Right.
They do this expo in China. So most people around here probably had no idea what was going on. And then a video gets recorded there that now we see. It's almost free marketing for them.
Well, I was going to say, listen to what you're saying. Well, there's no official marketing out by Marvel.
Right.
But we are going to be talking about this for the next year and a half.
Sure.
We being the population, right? So they don't need to put out anything official.
Right.
All they have to do is drop, little turds here and there, and breadcrumbs here and there, and people just follow them and they talk about them.
Correct.
So
there was also, Adrian, outside of the venue. So, you got some marketing, some posters, some whatever. There was a handful of Disney characters. I was a Buzz Lightyear out there, not the one that Snoop had trouble explaining to his kids, the other one. But in those marketing pieces, we actually saw another look at Dr. Doom. So take a look at this shit. This looks like the Doom design. I think it's pretty. The Doom is dooming, Adrian.
that looks more like a fan draw.
It was a cardboard cutout. It's just probably a shitty picture. Yeah, right next to him standing a Buzz Lightyear. But what do you think about the overall design?
What am I looking at? Is this a drawing, a painting, or
No,
something
it's a cardboard cutout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like I said, just a shitty fucking photo.
Okay, I thought somebody drew it.
No, they just don't know how to take a picture.
Got
That's
it.
all. Yeah.
All right.
But I'm liking it.
That's pretty cool.
It's from where you're sitting. It's probably hard to see, but he's got the armor pieces, and then in between, it's almost like chain link.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just complete armor. It's not filled in with green cloth. It's
It's almost like a Camelot armor kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And that's not black. That's like a deep, deep, dark green.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it is green.
yeah.
It's hard to see on here. And yeah, it is a pretty shitty fucking photo, honestly. It's like, dude, get up a little closer before, you take your photo. Holy shit. And there's some others. I'm sure there's others online that look a lot better than that. But the point is they're trickling this stuff out.
Sure.
Which I like, dude. We don't need we don't need everything spoiled in the trailer like they have done with so many movies for so long.
Right. Or show us the entire movie in the trailer.
That too. Yeah. It reminds me somewhat of like the Endgame marketing. If you remember, there wasn't a lot there. And then when they finally did put out a trailer, the trailer only showed stuff from like the first few minutes of the film. Like the first trailer had Tony out in space when he's all sick with Nebula.
Right.
We don't see anything that happens later on in the film. Yeah. And look, and that movie is still top. Well, James Cameron has to put Avatar back in the theater. But before that, it was the #1 movie of all time. So what does that say about this, breadcrumb or little turd droplets of marketing that they're doing? I think that's probably the better option.
Sure. Keep the intrigue.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, well, the 90s was like that crossover decade.
Yeah.
But, back in the day, shit just showed up in a movie theater. I mean, you saw little to no marketing whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that still didn't stop people from going to the movies and watching it.
Yeah, because to your point, movies were a big thing before like closed circuit TV and cable was. Like you'd hear,
right.
And we're talking back in the day, but you'd fucking find out in newspapers or word of mouth, right?
Exactly.
Like, hey, did you know this movie's coming out? Remember checking? I even remember checking newspapers for movie theater times.
Yes.
Like
absolutely.
Now it's crazy now with the phone, the technology we have. On this, we could be doing this podcast. I could pull up my laptop the fucking showtimes right now for every theater in the world.
Correct.
And back in the day, you'd have to have someone who had a newspaper,
right?
And hopefully it's today's paper, you know.
Or you catch that guy after he dropped his quarter in before the door closed.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. You
let me grab
you
one.
pull your own version.
Yep.
Why is it that? Didn't you say this? You know why?
Yes.
Why is it that you only put a quarter in? You only took out the one newspaper.
Yep.
See.
Yeah, no, I've definitely taken out more back in the day. Yeah, the statute of limitations have ran out on that, Adrian. I'm the newspaper thief. Hey, when you don't have much, you got to steal something. I think.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe that checks out. This is their official tagline for this. It was Walt Disney Marketing Expo in Shanghai. Because believe it or not, Disney's a worldwide company. This is what they said. Dr. Doom has officially arrived in the MCU. This villain, a master of cutting-edge science and powerful magic, will unleash a cascading crisis across the entire multiverse. Sounds intriguing. Doomsday is set to be released December 18th of 2026 right now, and Secret Wars December 17th of the year after 2027. So,
damn.
Yeah, it will be here before you know it. We'll be sitting here and be like,
true.
I mean, imagine we're going to be sitting here and like, dude, we just saw Doomsday. It fucking feels like we just heard the rumors of this movie even being a thing.
I mean, Christmas is what, 2 weeks?
Yes, it's tomorrow. Merry Christmas, everyone. Another movie that was announced for 2027 is Man of Tomorrow. Let me ask you this question, Adrian. Superman, he's not a Batman-esque character who typically has a sidekick, right?
Right.
Batman, for about 50% of the time, has a sidekick.
Sure.
He's got a bunch of fucking Robins. He had more Robins than he knows what to do with. Nightwing. He's got his whole Bat family. But Superman he'll work with some people, but he's pretty much a role solo.
Yeah.
Who would you say, of the teammates you've seen him have over the years, who is his best teammate?
What's the guy, Mr. Miracle? I mean, the black guy.
Terrific?
Mr. Terrific.
Okay.
I would go with that.
Okay. And in this movie, Man of Tomorrow, it sounds like Superman is going to have a teammate. It's not going to be Mr. Terrific. It's going to be someone who is his arch nemesis, Lex Luthor.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was going to say Brainiac.
Brainiac.
Some version of Brainiac.
Nope.
Like Brainiac 5 or something.
It's Lex Luthor number
who
one.
ends up with Supergirl.
Really?
In the future. Yeah.
Oh, shit. So who knows what's going to happen in that movie, Supergirl. Holy shit. It's crazy the contrast between that character, because they wear the same costume.
Sure.
So I think initially people are going to think, oh, it's just going to be a girl version of Superman.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't bring the kids to that one, maybe.
Yeah.
But
you might have some splaining to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yo, Snoop. Stay out of this one, bro. Superman, Lex Luthor working together in Man of Tomorrow is all pretty much been confirmed by James Gunn.
It kind of makes sense because in a lot of ways, Luthor is like Doom from Marvel. He will align with those who he needs to in order to get his agenda.
Correct.
But he always has an agenda.
Absolutely.
So basically, he aligns to use them to get his thing done, and then he cuts you loose.
Yeah. Not even knowing anything about this movie, I would say that by the end of it, Lex is going to turn on.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think this is a cool idea because it has at least me thinking, what has to happen in that universe for Superman to agree to work with Lex Luthor? Right? Like
the salvation of humanity.
Absolutely. And what does that salvation look like in order to motivate Lex? Like, why does that matter to him?
Because he's getting some out of it.
Right.
Like a planet.
Yeah, exactly. So dude, I like it. It sounds intriguing. Instead of just doing a Superman Part 2 where we just rehash,
Yeah.
Because I mean, so long in Hollywood, you get a good first movie, and then because it makes money, they want a sequel, and they just end up rehashing the same story.
Yeah. No.
Like, how many times have you watched a series of movies and said the first one was the best?
Right.
A lot of times.
A lot.
So the fact that this isn't just going to be a straight up Superman sequel, it's going to be more of a Lex and Superman movie, but it is a sequel to Superman, and these two are working together in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
In Superman, Ultraman gets knocked into some black hole type of, almost like a black hole.
Sure.
He could be in another dimension somewhere. Is there any chance that he comes back as Bizarro and is, well, first of all, let me just stop there. Is there any chance he comes back as Bizarro?
That's initially what I thought.
Right. It's probably the most.
As soon as I saw that, I'm thinking he's going to come back as Bizarro.
Okay. If he comes back as Bizarro, is there any chance that he's such a fucking problem that these two need to work together to stop him? Or does it need to be a bigger threat?
I mean, he could be, because remember, Bizarro was always like this, kind of like a retard.
Yep.
Right? You know, he flies around like in the fetal position, he uses,
that's right.
three-letter words and shit like that.
He got a daddy named Forrest too.
So if you bring it back, that version of Bizarro, I'm thinking probably not.
Yep.
But again, these people have powered up over the years. I mean, look at Sue, right?
True.
Versus how they brought her out in the movies.
Yeah.
Wolverine, he was always a badass, so that's a bad example. But anyway, so they've matured the powers of these people over the years. So potentially, I'll say potentially, but if they base them on the historical Bizarro, no.
Yeah, gotcha. This is an art piece here that Jim Lee sketched, and James Gunn shared this when he made the announcement about Man of Tomorrow.
Nice.
So let's let everybody see that. You got Lex, you got the David Corn Sweat version of Superman, at least with the suit anyway. What I've seen Lex in this, attire before.
Sure.
What is it? Almost like an Iron Man type of suit? What is this? It is.
Okay. It's an armor. It's an armor.
Okay.
It's kind of like Iron Man's Hulkbuster.
Yep.
It's designed for him to be able to go, at least more toe to toe with Superman.
Okay. Can he fly with this?
Yes.
Okay. So if it's some crazy threat like Bizarro and Superman needs some help,
sure,
he's probably going to need this version of Lex. So, yeah, dude, I like so far what I hear about this. And this was James' exact comments on the movie. It's as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie. I loved working with Nicholas Hoult. I relate to the character of Lex. Sadly, I really wanted to create something extraordinary with the two of them. I just love this script so much. So a couple other characters that will be back. Hawk Girl will be back in this. I wonder if she'll be screaming the way she did in the other one. It didn't bother me as much as it did some people. Some people were pretty upset about that.
I mean, we know who Hawk Girl is. I think she's more of a badass than they're portraying her to be.
Okay.
I mean, she's like so you got Donna Troy, which is like a mini Wonder Woman, right?
Yep.
And I think Hawk Girl should be at the very least at the level of a Donna Troy, because she's extraordinarily strong, resilient.
Yeah.
She's she comes from a warrior race. Hawkman's the pussy out of all this. But Hawk Girl, I think she should be elevated, higher than what she was. Now the screaming, I think it was unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've not had much of an exposure to Hawk Girl as a character, so I can't tell you if the screaming is out of character or not, and it didn't bother me. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the damn goats in Thor: Love and Thunder, so I guess there's that.
Okay, there's that.
A couple other characters that will be back. Lois Lane, which I think we all probably expected that.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Olsen, bro. Jimmy Olsen's coming back, which I like this character in the movie.
Does that mean that Lex's ex is gonna be back too?
Over there. I think you have to, right? Yo, she has to show up in some way, shape, or form.
Maybe.
Anyways, Superman. Speaking of Superman, it was released on video on demand recently, digital, that whole deal. And it was, it kind of speaks to the point of the whole box office versus or box office not being the end all be all with a movie anymore.
Sure.
Right? Like, people, this movie flopped and Dude, I don't know that these movies flopped. Did they do as much as, comic book movies from 10, 15 years ago did in the theaters? No. But I also think there's a much longer life on digital release now than there was back then. And there's more, and this is the second part of this is more of an assumption, but I bet if we were to look at numbers, the purchases on video, digital release, and streaming numbers are much higher now than they were 10 years ago.
I would agree with that.
And the reason why I think is, we've talked about this, 5 years ago, movies didn't come out in 90 days, like theater to streaming.
Right.
Or theater to digital release. It took longer, 6 months, a year.
Hold on. So just for clarity, what's the difference between digital release and streaming?
Digital release is when you have the option to rent or buy.
Okay.
Streaming is when you can go watch it on a streaming service that you paid for.
Okay, so, but they're still on a streaming platform,
It's on a streaming
regardless.
platform, yeah.
But digital release means that, yeah, it's on Netflix, but you got to pay for it.
Yep, you gotta.
And streaming is, it's on Netflix, but it's part of your subscription.
Correct, right.
Okay.
Like this movie, yeah, you could buy it on Prime, you could buy it whatever. I bought it on Google, but I bought it, I could watch it, I own it.
Right.
Then I would assume at some point over the next few months, it's going to hit HBO Max.
Sure.
And anybody who has that platform will be able, but the digital release numbers are a big deal because it's not just box office numbers. They're not making a movie just for the box office. The fact that these movies turn around time 90 days, this movie was released on digital, I think a month and a half after it came out, possibly. So when that happens, people are not in that much of a rush to go see it in the theater.
Right.
If it's a matter of 4 or 5 weeks, do I really care? Unless it's like, let's say I'm a Superman glazer, you know what I mean? Like Iron Man puts out a movie, you're probably like, yo, I want to go see that shit. Like we weren't doing the podcast.
Right.
Right. And you're like, oh, I could wait. I don't need to see it to review it or whatever. Iron Man's your guy. That shit comes out. You're probably like, fuck, I'm going to go see this.
Right. As opposed to like a Madam Web gets released on a Friday and Friday night it's it's streaming, right?
Right. But let's say it was Thunderbolts. You ended up liking the movie.
Yep.
But if you knew it was going to be on streaming in 5 weeks and you weren't working on a podcast, you'd probably wait the 5 weeks.
I'll wait.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe cough up the money to buy it, $20-$30 versus $4,000 to go to the movie theater.
No, I would definitely wait till it gets to streaming.
Or wait till it gets streaming.
If I wasn't into comics and it was just like, because at that point it's just another movie, right? Then I would definitely wait until streaming. But here's the thing. People that subscribe to a streaming platform, that doesn't mean that they have the different levels of that platform, right? So one of the incentives for movies to go from the theater to digital release is the advertising dollars for those that don't have the no ad subscriptions.
That too,
right?
Yep.
So the movie, production house that makes the movie, they're gonna make a lot of money off of ad dollars off the streaming revenue because everybody's not gonna sit there. So when you first open it up, you're gonna see probably an ad or you're gonna see some ad around it. And then of course they're gonna cluster all the fucking Superman movies ever existed around it so you can watch those too, which is even more ad dollars. So there's a huge incentive to get that, not so quickly that you don't get, the theaters can't make money because that's the intro. So just like weed, to heavier drugs, movie theaters are the gateway to digital streaming. I
gotta push back on that, Adrian. Weed is not the gateway to fucking anything. That's a goddamn fucking lie.
That's a myth.
It's a myth. It's a fucking myth.
I don't use the
you
shit,
don't know.
so okay.
Well, let's just say I have a lot of personal experience there, and it ain't been a gateway to a motherfucking thing except for a box of donuts. It's a gateway to fucking eating donuts. I'll tell you that.
Got it.
Shit.
So once things push into the movie theaters, there's a whole thing around that, right? That introduces people to the movie because the advertising, all blah, blah, blah. But then they play their game about, okay, so how fast do we want to get this to the to the digital platform?
Right.
And then there's all these revenue dollars around that as well.
Sure.
So
Well, speaking of revenue dollars, Superman box office worldwide ended at about 614 million.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
No.
But this past, what was it? A few weeks ago when it hit these on-demand platforms, Superman has done more in its first 3 days than any other 2025 title in their first 3 days. So through some third-party research here, 527,000 households watched this digital version of Superman during the first 3 days after its release. Now, in order to watch these, you'd either have to rent it or buy it.
Right.
Okay. 527,000 individual households did that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fucking money. Because to rent it, it's not even worth it to rent it to me. Rent it's like $25. Buy it's like $30 or something, some stupid shit like that. Like, and you maybe fact check all that shit. But I know that.
So I'm cheap then because I be buying when movies get down to like, you know, it's like a $3 rental versus a $12 buy or some shit like that.
But this thing, bigger 3-day performance than any other movie. The Minecraft movie took 6 days to reach 471,000 households. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, took 6 days to reach 618,000. And Superman was over 500,000 in 3 days. So kicking ass on streaming.
Yeah.
You know, but to the point of it, dude, it's not just box office. So people that, for some reason, there's people out there that it makes them feel good to say that a movie studio, which they're a fan of, by the way, flopped.
Right.
It's like, wouldn't you want them to succeed so they can make more content if you're truly a fan of it, right? Like,
aren't those the same people like the directors and the actors that, well, comic book movies aren't really movies and they shouldn't be viewed as movies, right?
Yeah.
It's the same bullshit.
But I think these are, a lot of it comes from people that say they're fans. Like, I love the Marvel stuff, but they fell off, it sucks, or fuck, that's why it flopped, because that'd be like, to me, wanting a comic, if you're a fan of comic movies, wishing that a comic book movie fails or being excited to point out that it flopped is the equivalent to if I'm a Yankees fan and I'm celebrating when they lose a game. That's why they fucking suck. Like, well, bro, why do you watch them then?
Well, I mean, I think it's also their level of education. And that's what we're here for.
You're saying they're stupid.
To kind of like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I'm just saying that they don't understand the business of this new media platform.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a business. All right, moving on. 2 more news, or 3 more real quick ones. Supergirl. This movie is scheduled to be released next June 26th of 26. James Gunn's been doing some self-glazing, Adrian. They asked James Gunn. Now, James Gunn has done, if you look back at Guardians of the Galaxy movies, Suicide Squad, Superman, Peacemaker, from a casting standpoint, do you feel like he's done a pretty good job with casting these characters? As a whole, I know everyone's not perfect, but
I would say so.
I mean, you think about David Corn Sweat Superman, good casting choice. Yeah, no.
Sure. I put it this way. None of his choices, I would say, I feel about the same way as the casting for Captain Marvel.
Okay. And that's like your extreme there. That's, so nothing crazy offensive. There's some that, like, you know, the Lois Lane.
Well, her and Catwoman. I mean, okay, Catwoman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Halle Berry. You know, like the Lois Lane, I thought that acting-wise, she did a good job portraying the character. Look-wise, she's kind of a little frumpy to be a Lois Lane. And maybe that's just the style and how they're dressing her and stuff. I don't know.
Sure.
But for the most part, yes. Now, he's doing some self-glazing, and he feels that one character specifically that he casted is actually the best casting job he's done in his entire life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so any clue who you think this person would be?
None.
I
hope it's not Lois Lane.
It's not Lois Lane.
Okay.
It is a girl, and it is someone who was in the Superman movie. It is Milly Alcock as Supergirl. He said that he said that casting. Now, this movie, I don't know if it's done filming yet, where it's at, but I would assume it's pretty close to being done since it comes out next June.
Right.
So
I mean, it would almost have to be done.
You would think so.
Or in like post production.
Yeah. So that's interesting that of all the casting choices, so either that's a way to market this movie, or
how's
maybe
that
it
a
really
way to
feels
market
that
the
way.
movie? All I remember is blonde chick. I can't remember facial features, nothing.
Oh, well, some of us do remember Adrian. And let's just say we all were satisfied.
Okay.
She's from the show House of the Dragon, like the Game of Thrones spinoff, I guess. So I don't know, but this is what he said. He said to I don't forget who was interviewing him, but he said she might be the best bit of casting I've ever done in my entire life. She's absolutely stunning in the movie. So remains to be seen. What he said.
Who is this?
Milly Alcock.
Milly Alcock.
Yep. What he said about the Supergirl movie when it was first announced was, we see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock, a chip off of Krypton. So she's not had the nice upbringing as her cousin here. She watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life. Then she came to Earth as a young girl. She's much more hardcore. She's not exactly the Supergirl we're used to seeing. Based off of that, dude, I'm definitely interested in this movie. And it's funny that she's going to be that much of a contrast of Superman, and they wear literally the same fucking costume. So I think for the average viewer, they're going to expect one thing. Yeah. Yep. That's her. So anyways, Supergirl arrives in theaters June 26th, and we will see, is this the best casting job that James Gunn has ever done in his life? I don't know. He's done some good ones. I think if I had to, rate the recent ones of the Superman and Lex, I think were casted very, very well. I mean, the Guardians, I think all of them were pretty solid cast. Batista's Drax, Chris Pratt was a great Star-Lord. So he's got more hits than misses. So
I would agree with that.
But this is some hella self-glaze right here. You're fucking self-glazing, dude.
Yes.
That's dangerous. Marvel Zombies, Adrian. You said this to me before, right? We give our opinions, our takes, like they say. What's your take on this, man? We give our opinions, and we change our opinions. So we have the right to do so, right?
Yep.
I could say that, blue's my favorite color, and then tomorrow I go, blue's the worst fucking color in the world.
Absolutely.
It's okay, right? You won't get upset at me.
Not at all.
When we first announced
I would
Marvel,
definitely make fun of you, though.
Okay. Do you remember my take on Marvel Zombies when we first talked about it?
Zombies, I hate zombies, blah, 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 blah. Blah. Zombies. Yes, that.
Yes. Now, we've seen a couple trailers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the recent one this week.
With Thanos jumping up?
Yes. Okay.
Matter of fact, I just saw it last night.
Dude. With Spider-Man wielding...
What? You see that?
The Stormbreaker into Thanos' chest, and Thanos just stands there and fucking takes it like, what's up, bitch?
Yep.
Okay, dude. So, I take back Adrian. And people, they always in the comments like, I want to see you change your mind. Dude.
I have a right to change my mind about anything I've said in the past at any moment. Yes.
The thing is unlike the writer that got fired for her comments, I don't fucking work for Marvel or DC or any of these motherfuckers.
Right.
So I can say whatever the fuck I want and keep showing up here every week.
Well, most of the things you say are positive anyway.
Yeah, true.
But, specifically about this thing. So,
yes.
Kind of not the same thing.
But I hadn't said a positive word about Marvel Zombies since the initial rumor was out there. I was like, what the fuck do we need zombies? Fuck that shit. Nope, zombies suck.
Right.
But after seeing these two trailers, I am ready for Marvel Zombies. This thing drops September 24th. It is a 4-episode show. I don't know if they're dropping all 4 at once or what they're doing, but dude, the brutality behind this, like this is you've said this before, comics are not necessarily for children.
Right.
There are some comics that are. There's a lot of them that are.
Sure.
But then there's comics that are made for people our age, Adrian,
right.
the adults.
This is shit that used to come out on the Sunday strips.
Yes.
Those made for children.
Yeah.
This stuff? No, nah.
Nope.
Most of comic book stuff is made for adults.
The art behind this, the way these zombies look, and the fact
Crazy.
that it's everyone. There was a zombie Cap, the zombie Namor
Yep.
showed up. He's gonna fuck shit up.
Yep.
And I like that a lot of the actors that play these roles in live action are voicing the characters. If you notice, Yelena's in there. I know you're not a huge fan of Yelena, but it's Florence Pugh's. You have even Elizabeth Olsen is back voicing Wanda. I'm pretty sure Josh Brolin's in this. I think Spider-Man is maybe voiced by somebody else, but it looks awesome. I'm looking forward to it. My question though is, do you think, what's the chance that we see this tie into Secret Wars in some way, shape, or form?
I don't think so.
No?
But I do think it would be a good tie-in for the Green Lanterns because you have the Black Lanterns, which are zombies, right? And maybe not. Maybe
What do you mean?
not.
Well, tie-in, that's DC, but you mean if they did something like that there?
Oh yeah, there is that. See, I look at so much shit. It's all starting to like come together now.
Yep.
That's why I was like, Sentinel. What the fuck are you talking about? A DC character? Anyway, scratch that. Scratch
cut that out. So you don't think they'll show up in Secret? Okay.
No, because that would be, dude. That would be a lot.
Well,
that would be a lot.
let me tell you why I think it does, Adrian.
Okay.
So if you remember in the 2015 Secret Wars comic, when they go to Battle World, there's all these different sections, right? And they're all ruled by different whatevers. And one of the sections is a zombie section in Battle World. You don't see a lot of it. So I'm not saying it'd be a main focus, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of zombies in Secret Wars in Battle World.
So maybe this is kind of a tease to things to come?
Yes, to test it out. Give you a little taste test, see if you like the way, see if you like the flavor. So anyways, last thing on the news agenda, we, Adrian, for a long time, we have noticed that we say things, we have ideas.
Yeah.
And then we watch content and our ideas are there.
No. The and goes after that. We say things, we notice things, we talk about things, comma. Our ideas get stolen, comma, and we don't get paid for them.
That part. Yeah, that part. So, Tom Holland, he's talking and he's shedding some light on some things that we believe have been happening for a long time here. Okay. So, Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out next summer. June, July, something like that. I can't keep track. We have the Punisher in that movie. Hulk's back, Angry Hulk. Yelena's going to show up. There's all kinds of villains being announced. Looks like it's shaping up to be a pretty big Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
He recently admitted to the fact that he's been scouring the internet to see what fans want from this movie. Okay. And he has confirmed that it has influenced what we'll see on screen next summer. So he said, I did a lot of sneaky research online, looking at what people were saying in the interim between Spider-Man No Way Home and Brand New Day. I really just kind of put together a vibe of what people were looking for and went to Marvel and said, this is what I think we should be doing. And I think that's exactly what we're doing. So it's been a really fun process developing the movie. It's the first time I've ever been allowed to be part of the process, and it's definitely a stressful experience, but I think we've got to now where we're shooting, and we're shooting in absolute gold. So, are you shocked by this admittance by Tom Holland?
No. At some point, you got to reveal to the world that you've always known about aliens,
Yeah, there you go.
So
the last part, he said, I got most of my ideas from the amazing podcast, Only Comics, aka Fun with Mike and Adrian. That part you might want to fact check.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he said that too. It was hard with the transcript, and I was, working, and I think that's what he said. It's at least how I heard it.
Could be.
But all jokes aside, what do you think about the idea of at least listening to the fans? I mean, it sounds amazing, like it sounds stupid to ask, but
I don't think that's always a good idea. But I would say at least listen to and try to understand what the fans are saying.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's like, every idea isn't a good idea.
Sure.
You know, you throw 100 ideas on the wall, you might take one of them, if any.
Right.
You might have to turn to another wall, throw some more shit up there. But so at least admitting that he's listening to is, I think that's more marketing than anything else.
Okay. I think they should. Now,
it's a feel good, definitely.
Okay.
But
I don't think you should listen to the fans and do everything they want.
Sure.
But I do think when you have directors or whatever, creative directors that do things like this, writing a story for a certain fan base, and when you completely ignore the fan base, I think it's almost a slap in the face to the fans.
Well, ignoring the fan base and the studio, because it's got to start at, shit rolls downhill.
Sure.
It's got to start at the studio level. The studio has to hire a director producer team that understands what the story is about first.
Okay.
You don't have webs coming out of somebody's fucking arms, then have that limp dick syndrome when they can't shoot the webs. You can't do something stupid like that, right? So that when you do that, you immediately turn off the fan base, and then you have to kind of autocorrect. But if you have somebody that that understands the point of the movie, the characters in the movie, and then you glean some things off what the general population wants, I think that's a win-win.
Absolutely. At least listen in here and see what's out there.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to listen and do exactly what everybody says, because then it becomes so predictable.
Right.
But at least having an ear to the fans. And now with social media, it's easier than ever. You could argue, like back in the day, there was really no ability for them to know what the fans wanted. And this is or
at least in a timely manner.
Right. Yeah. After the fact.
Right.
But now it's real time, dude. Rumors get put out. You see how they react, and they go, shit, most of the people actually are in favor of this rumor. So maybe if we pulled some of that, it might actually, lead to a story that everybody wants. Because at the end of the day, your job is not to please the fans, but your job is to please the fans. Because if they're unhappy, who the fuck's going to watch your shit? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you also gotta have the understanding that this is you're the driver of this thing. Regardless, you should do your the best at your vision of what that character is in alignment with the historical character. Not go out of pocket and come up with some crazy shit.
Right.
Because back in the day, if you would have asked people, hey, back in the horse and buggy era, hey, what do you want? They'd be like, I want a faster horse, faster horse.
Yep.
Who'd have thought the automobile, right? A different form of transportation.
Right.
And now nobody rides a fucking horse except in shows or if you're in Pennsylvania or somewhere.
Correct. Yeah. Like, where's the horse now, dude?
Right.
But I like that they're at least doing some of that, because I've seen this a lot in pro wrestling. For a while, when Vince McMahon was still running things, there was this sense of, and I think Vince has even admitted this, people close to him have admitted this, that it was his story he was telling. He didn't give a fuck if you liked it or not. Now, because he was so good for so long, more often than not, the fans liked it. As he got older, you started seeing a lot of pushback, and there's a live audience. You put out a movie, people watch it, they like it, they don't, they go talk about it online. You're not like cheering throughout the movie or booing,
Right.
But a live show like pro wrestling, your storyline debuts in front of a live audience. And if it's not what the people like, they're going to push back live on the show.
Right.
There's been plenty of times where the guy's presented as the hero, but it's not what the crowd wants, and they're booing the shit out of them. So they can almost pivot real time. And I've seen a lot over the past couple of years, and we have a lot of followers that watch wrestling. You see more of them doing more what they're making an effort to at least please a good percentage of the fans. And I think if they do that with the move, the answers are there. Your fan base is on social media talking about your shit. Find out what they like and don't like, and weave that into your stuff.
But I also think in this microwave generation that so if I think there's a pivot toward stories as opposed to scenes.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? Scenes are individual movies. Stories are a series of movies. I still think people are not tolerant enough to understand that there is a series of movies as opposed to this one particular thing. Like Peacemaker, right? We was like shitting on like episode 2. It's like, oh man.
Right.
Well, we weren't really shitting on it. But
I was probably more than you.
But in the totality of the show, Peacemaker, you might have something that you might not like today.
Sure.
Wrestling, you go to one event, oh, I don't like this, boo. But it could be a series of things because from what I understand, you have these tournaments where you have the bad guy goes for a while, then he fucking flips, whatever you call that.
Yep.
And then he's the good guy for blah, 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 blah. Well, if you make your decision based on one event that you went to in Vegas and there's like schedule 8 events, you're gonna be disappointed, right? So I think there's a little less tolerance and people need to understand that there's a bigger picture as opposed to the one event that you're looking at today.
Absolutely. Well, the one event you're looking at today is only comics, and the next piece of this event is thumbs up, thumbs down. This does feel like an event. It's almost a disservice to call it a podcast, Adrian.
Right.
We're above being a podcast.
Epic.
We are an epic weekly event. Epic weekly event, an EWE. You know, I like my acronyms.
There you go.
All right, thumbs up, thumbs down. We're going to recap these news articles real quick for all of you. Speaking of the ADHD generation. If you don't
dude, hold on. We need a secretary or something to keep track of all this shit. I mean, because the ideas just keep coming.
They do.
We can't keep writing this shit down.
No, we can't. Also, the interns, they remind us in the comments.
Yeah,
so shout out to the interns out there. AWAB, as we say here, another week, another banger. Subscribe if you haven't already. Could you imagine watching us every week and not subscribing?
What?
Like,
No.
Just subscribe. Drop a subscribe, a
There you
like, a
go.
comment. Anyways, thumbs up, thumbs down. The rules are simple. I recap the news article, and we just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
There you go.
And this is
Simple.
perfect for this ADHD, or microwave generation, as you called them. If you don't want to watch the hour plus of us breaking down and giving you our takes, you can just get it in a snapshot.
There you go.
All right. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go to our boom. All right. There we is. DC Comics cancels Red Hood after one issue due to the writer's comments about the Charlie Kirk situation. I give this whole thing a thumbs down.
Right.
I think it's a touchy subject, but the fact that freedom of speech isn't really free nowadays on either side, I give it a thumbs down.
Yeah. Like you said, well, it's freedom of speech is not free of consequence.
There you go. Last of Us creator Neil Druckmann walks away from the show before the start of the season 3. Didn't really give much of an explanation, but I give it a thumbs up, dude.
Sure.
Yeah, do what you want to do.
That's it. Be happy.
I hope it's like you said, not a Bo DeMeo situation. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. And he's also, they're working on a new game, Naughty Dog Intergalactic, which, you know what? That's where he came up. Get back to the game.
Wait a minute, Naughty Dog, that's Ratchet and Clank.
Yes. Dude, look at this. The universe is telling you to play Last of Us.
Or not.
We may have gotten our first look at the MCU's Doctor Doom by the way of a light show from China, of all places. I give this a thumbs up. I like it.
I agree. That also makes me want to dig in, probably in other stuff. I got to dig into some China stuff.
Yeah.
I got some theories.
Okay.
And I kind of want to explore them a little bit.
Damn. All right. In Man of Tomorrow, we will see Lex and Superman working together, Adrian, for a common cause. I give that a thumbs up.
Sure, thumbs up.
You know, can't we all just be friends? You know,
at least for a moment.
Yeah, at least for a moment, for a movie. Superman had the biggest 3-day performance on video on demand platforms out of any movie this year. So for all of you fucking idiots out there, that's why it flopped. It flopped. Well, it didn't fucking flop, bitch. Thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah, your thumbs up.
Thumbs
down.
up.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
I mean, you can thumb it down if you want.
No. It's cool.
James Gunn is self-glazing, Adrian. He says that the casting of Milly Alcock as Kara, Supergirl, may be the best casting he's done in his entire life. Yes, everybody. Everybody says so. Everybody. I give this a thumbs up, dude.
Sure.
I mean, if you're gonna glaze anyone,
good for him.
Glaze yourself, right?
Give yourself an A.
There you go. Marvel Zombies, the greatest show of all time. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But coming from me, a guy who literally took a verbal shot on this show, Marvel Zombies is hitting streaming on September 24th. So next week, I give this a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
After seeing those last couple trailers. Dude, when Spider-Man throws, he snatches Thor's axe, Stormbreaker, with his web and chucks it into Thanos' chest.
Right.
Badass. And then Zombie Thanos just stands there like, what, bitch?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
That was awesome.
Last but not least, speaking of Spider-Man, our boy Tom Holland, he admits something that we have speculated for the last few years, Adrian. You're listening to us. Tom said he was scouring the internet to see what we thought, us specifically, or fans in general.
Yeah.
And they took those ideas, I guess, and worked them into Spider-Man Brand New Day, he says. I give that a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
So let us make the fucking movie, you know? Anyways, well, that is thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. This is Only Comics, Adrian, and we have a rule here. We discuss comics and only comics, right?
Well, we actually opened the show by talking about other shit, right? So we talk about other things.
Other shit. Well, real quick, I got a couple other shits here for you. You did not see this fight this past weekend, but Netflix.
Well, which fight though?
Canello Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford.
I did not.
You did not. I watched this. Have you ever seen either one of these two fight in the past?
No.
Okay. You did see Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
I can never get this snot out of my mind. No.
Well, I got some news after this. I got some bad news after this.
What's that?
The good news is this
Tyson's going to fight the winner?
Not the winner, but he's going to fight someone.
Oh, my God.
Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was undefeated going into this. He moved up a couple weight classes for this fight. And I was nervous about this fight because growing up, I was a diehard boxing fan. I boxed as a kid, so I loved it. The Tito Trinidad era, the Mike Tyson era, that was my like high school years, the Trinidad stuff. But anyways, boxing has become somewhat of a mockery of a sport recently with shitty judges. Like, you don't know how many times I've watched a fight for an hour, invested in it. I fucking know who won. We all know who won.
Right.
And then the judges, unanimous decision to the guy who lost, split decision. There's usually a lot of bullshit in boxing.
The last one I saw were the two girls, and the girl was digging her braid. She sliced her eye open, then she started digging her braid all into it. But the other chick beat her ass, and then she still walks away with the fucking win.
Dude, the fucked up part about that is those two fought again.
Really?
And she got robbed again. It was Katie Taylor.
No. Wait. They fought once before that. So you saying they fought a total of 3 times?
Pretty sure. Fact check that, but pretty sure.
Because I thought they fought before.
Yep.
And she stole it from her. Then they fought again, the one that I saw.
Yep.
Right. And then she obviously stole that one. So it would be crazy.
September 13th of 2019, they fought the first time.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry. It was April 30th of 22, they fought the first time. Then they fought again at the Tyson fight.
Right.
And then I'm pretty sure, no, they were supposed to fight again. And I think one, Serrano withdrew to injury. Anyways, but the point was, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Right.
We all knew, anyone who watched it with their fucking eyes open knew that Serrano won.
Right.
The other chick was leading with her head button, and Serrano was beating her ass the whole fucking time.
Yep.
She loses. When that shit happens, it pisses me off because I feel like I wasted my time. I'm invested in this match. Anyone with 2 eyes, even with 1 eye, you could probably tell who won. And then the person gets robbed.
Right.
So I was hoping that didn't happen here, and it did not, dude. Now, Crawford moved up a couple weight classes, so a lot of people, he was the underdog. And Adrian, I'm a betting man. I told you this before.
Yeah. Won
some money on my boy Terrence Crawford last night because he held that shit down. Yes. His speed was just way too much for Canelo. And as the fight went on, Canelo's a bigger guy. He's at this weight class normally. Crawford probably gained, 20 pounds or more to fight at this level. Dude, he took some of his biggest shots Crawford took. He did not back down. He fought with confidence. dude, he literally terrorized him this whole match. It was a good back and forth.
Okay.
But it was like Canelo would get 2 big shots in, Crawford would get 3, 4, 5. Dude, he was teeing off on him. It was a very, for people who like the sport of boxing, it was a phenomenal fight. So kudos to Netflix. They put this together. Dude, they're working hard on revitalizing the sport of boxing, which was shown last night because even the undercard matches were really good.
Well, they're not only trying to revitalize the sport of boxing, but they're revitalizing what it means to be a platform.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, okay, Blockbuster is that's not, you shouldn't even say Blockbuster and Netflix in the same sentence at this point. They are so far, Blockbuster is so far into the rearview mirror is insane. Mm-hmm. And what they did with the Tyson fight and what they're doing with other sports is incredible. So they are going to be the next global superpower.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. So the next part of this, you're not going to be as happy about, Adrian. So Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson are going to be fighting in an exhibition fight next year. For some reason, Tyson decided that what we saw with Jake Paul wasn't enough. And we're going to get to see him put the gloves back on one more time and get in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. I have mixed feelings about this. From someone who does or did really love the sport of boxing, it feels like kind of a mockery. But also, I don't knock anyone getting money, and they're going to make some fucking real money with this fight. Not that Mayweather doesn't already, is loaded, but Tyson's gone up and down from a financial standpoint. So part of me is like, dude, get your money while you can. I'm not excited to watch it, though.
It's kind of like a farce. It's like you're gonna make. So remember Weird Al Yankovic?
Oh yeah,
right.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
And he would always make fun of like Michael Jackson's and other people's videos and shit like that. Yeah. So that was acceptable because you understood what was going on.
Okay, it was a joke,
right? But Mike Tyson fighting these cats, it's disrespectful. Okay. Almost. It's especially like in the last match, the guy, it wasn't even a real fight. I mean, the guy could have just knocked him out easy.
He could have.
And he did. Even the last round,
he
was like winding up and then he just hugged him or something.
There was a time where he like literally had him open and he kind of hesitated. Yeah.
So is it being announced as like an exhibition fight?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it better.
Right.
But Floyd Mayweather fighting, come on, dog.
Right.
I mean, wait a minute. Is Floyd Mayweather the one that was like in Dubai or some shit? He couldn't even come into the United States?
No.
Who was that?
No, I think you're talking about Manny Pacquiao. He's from the Philippines, and there was some travel issues when the whole Trump stuff. I could be off there, but no, Mayweather's the guy who's 50-0. Yeah, Now, he gets a lot of shit because they say that he's kind of handpicked his opponents. Like, he didn't fight people when they were in their prime for the most part.
So what?
But
that's no. So I'm not, like you said, not going to shit on the guy for making his money. So, hey, Mike, let's go fight. And if you say yes, then you've accepted, regardless of the circumstances.
Sure.
So if he handpicked some dudes, right, and they accept it, fuck it. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. But I think what the thing is, when people look at it from a legacy standpoint, they don't respect the 50-0 as much as they do some of these other fighters that may have some losses, but have fought people like in their prime. Like that was the thing about Canelo last night. Mm-hmm. Canelo fought Crawford in Crawford's prime. Okay. He didn't wait until, the guy's all banged up and go, oh, now we'll fight, because they say, Adrian, that Mayweather fought to not lose versus just fighting the best of the best. And I mean, it's a matter of opinion. That's a strategy. It worked. He's 50-0. I would say Mayweather is a phenomenal fighter.
Okay. So is Britney Spears a singer or an entertainer?
Entertainer.
Is J-Lo a singer or an entertainer?
Entertainer. Is
Michael Jackson a singer or an entertainer?
He's dead.
was.
But he was both. He could sing.
Right.
Yes.
So Mayweather, just like McMahon, he took wrestling and made it a what do you call it? Sports entertainment. Hey,
Yep.
maybe Mayweather's the same way. This is entertainment. So he's going to create entertainment, not a boxing match. A
Sure.
boxing match is like sweaty, the gloves funky, that kind of that close quarters, MMA kind of shit. He's not MMA.
Right.
He's entertaining. So the fact that he could do his shit and he's 50-0. I mean, are people upset because he's 50-0 and they don't think he deserve it because he didn't fight the right people? Who gives a shit?
Kind of.
Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player of all time, right?
Sure.
200 people probably in the street that can probably beat Michael Jordan's ass. Yeah, but they're not where he is because of the routes that he took.
True.
So
Yeah.
fuck him.
I see both sides. I think boxing purists don't like the fact that we didn't see him fight. Like, from a fan, you want to see the best of the best clash.
Sure. Sure.
But
you want to see some true gladiator shit.
And that's what we saw last night. And that's what was cool is Canelo shies away from nobody. He has, I think, 2-3 losses. He has an impressive resume. He's fought some of the best. He's also been kind of part of some controversy with some judges too. The Triple G fights, a lot of people say that he lost like 2 of them. They fought 3 times. And I think it was he won the first, he won 2 and 1 went to a draw, where those were some of those fights where people were like, dude, watching the fight, there's no way he won. But that's boxing. This was not that. The right guy won. Phenomenal fight. And
Cool.
what was cool about it too is there was a lot of respect. Like, Ronda Rousey,
Yes.
UFC fighter.
Yeah.
I don't like Ronda Rousey.
So another freedom of speech without consequences.
Yep.
So she made some political shit. Now look at where she was. She was also in Star Wars shit, right? The
was in
Mandalorian. Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Gina Carano, the other fighter.
Okay, so I'm consuming
Ronda
too
was
much
in
shit.
something. Ronda, she was in Fast and Furious. That's what it was.
Yeah.
She fought Letty.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you're right. I am talking about
Gina Carano.
Yeah, her.
So Ronda Rousey's first loss came to Holly Holm. Okay. In the beginning of this fight, when you box, you are taught, when you're in combat sports, to show respect. When the round starts, just like in wrestling, if you wrestle amateur, first thing you do is you shake your opponent's hand, and then you lock up and you fucking go.
Right.
Boxing, you touch gloves. It's a sign of respect. One hand, both, whatever, because we're about to fucking go at it with each other, right? Holly Holm went to go touch her glove. Ronda Rousey, nope. Now, I understand it's a sport. I understand it's a competition. But for me, that's fucked up.
Okay.
What proceeded to happen later on in that first round was she got, as my man Smokey would say, Adrian, you got knocked the fuck out. Good for you. You don't want to respect your opponent? Fuck you. So anyways, that's my rant on Ronda Rousey.
So she shows disrespect.
And then
She
gets
gets her
knocked the
ass
fuck out.
beat.
Yeah.
And then she disappeared.
There you go.
Like I'm not into all that kind of stuff,
Yep.
but she bubbled up on my radar.
She came back one more time and got knocked the fuck out by Amanda Nunes. And then she ran away from the sport, tried to be a pro wrestler. And then she shit on the wrestling fans because they didn't like her the way she wanted them to like her.
Damn.
And she got pushed out of that sport too. So what she can do is shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Anyways, all right. So moving on, comic stuff. There's been this take online, Adrian, that is, people say grind my gears, starting to grind my gears a little bit, get me upset.
Explain that. Oh, what?
Yeah, it gets me upset.
Oh, okay.
Angry.
Got it.
Okay. Or I'm choosing to be angry at it.
We just used to say it pissed me off.
That too. Yeah, I heard someone say this and I was like, grind my, what do you mean? So anyways, English for real. Robert Downey Jr., we all know,
Yeah.
played Iron Man for a decade plus. He's now been casted as Dr. Doom. There's a group of people that swear up and down that this Doom is going to be a Tony Stark variant. Okay. Now, why do they assume that? There were some comics that show some Doom Tony Stark crossover. I also learned, don't believe most of what you hear or see or read, because you've heard that there's a Tony Stark variant that's Dr. Doom in the comics, right? You've heard that recently?
Yeah.
Have you ever actually read a comic where Tony Stark is a Dr. Doom variant?
I have not. No.
You have not. So I decided to do some research because I'm like, where is everybody getting this take? Where is it coming from? So I decided, so that you all don't have to, I would do some research and come up with some answers for everybody. Okay, so you think that's nice of me to do that, Adrian?
Sure.
It's the least I could do for all of our friends here. So there is a comic called Iron Man, Demon in a, not Demon in a Bottle. There is a Demon in the Bottle.
There's a Demon in the Bottle.
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing here? All right, there we go. Demon in an Armor, it's called. So the reason I brought this up, oh, no, that's an old video. We don't want to watch that. It's a what if comic, by the way. Okay. And I'm going to, in a few slides, sum this up for you. And I want you to tell me if you feel like this is a Tony Stark variant or people lost their, as they say, God blessed mind. All right. So it starts with, what if Tony Stark had become Dr. Doom? You got the Watcher's big head ass up there. Dude, if I didn't have a beard, I'd be the Watcher for Halloween, dude.
Like a celestial.
We got the same size head, yeah. So Tony Stark shows up to college. He's a roommate with Victor Von Doom. Let me back up before we get into all this. And I'm not going to go through the whole comic. Basically, he's Tony Stark. He's got the girl. He's cracking jokes. He asks, can I call you Vic? Doom's like, no. He calls him Vic. You know, they have this little... And Doom's working, dude. He's working on some shit. And Tony Stark's there to party, right? But Tony Stark's a genius. And in looking at some of his equations and stuff, he points out something that's wrong. So Victor's like, shit, this guy's smart. I need to use him to help me. Tony ain't really trying to help me. He's trying to fucking party. Long story short, he tricks Tony into helping him. And instead what he does here is he takes over Tony Stark's body. He switches their body, wipes Tony Stark's memory. Tony Stark is now Doom. Doom is in Tony's body, but he's Doom. But he has Tony's brain. And all of his past experiences.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Does that sound like a Tony Stark variant to you?
No.
You ever heard of a movie Freaky Friday?
Yeah.
It sounds like some Freaky Friday shit.
Right.
Okay. So you see the contrast between the two. Doom takes over Tony Stark. He's, Stark Industries. He's this rich playboy, yada, yada, yada. You got Victor Von Doom over here. He's broke. He has no fucking idea who he is. He's drinking. He's doing Tony Stark shit, but he's in Victor's body, but he doesn't remember this shit. Long story short, he does end up coming to his senses, builds up Doom Industries, Stark International goes to Stark Universal, yada, yada, yada. All that stuff's not important. The important stuff is Tony Stark, Doom as Tony Stark has an Iron Man suit here. You can see it's green. And then Tony Stark as Doom uncovers the Dr. Doom suit, but it's in Tony Stark's colors. Okay. Right. I'm not going to lie, dude. This is some goofy ass looking shit right here. Okay. You got the fucking Iron Man colored Doom and then a damn Christmas tree looking Iron Man suit. Okay. Of course, naturally they fight each other, right? They go back and forth. Doom wins, which is Tony Stark, and he admits to him what happens. He tries to offer to reverse everything. And then Stark as Doom pretty much says no, because now with what's happened, Doom is the hero.
Right.
Stark, Dr. Doom as Stark kind of got outed. So he's like, no, fuck you. I'm going to stay Doom. Doom's an honorable man now. So that's how it ends. So I say all that, Adrian, to say this. After going through this comic book, does anyone really think after this started in 2008, we're talking almost 20 years of movies, of this story, this multiverse, Iron Man's death, Doom comes back, Secret Wars, all that shit's going to happen. And it's all going to build to this fucking goofy ass story here of a Christmas tree looking Iron Man fighting a red and gold Dr. Doom. That is going to be the payoff. We really believe. And if I'm wrong, dude, I'll be the first to come here and tell you that I'm wrong and shit all over this decision. But do I think that after all these years, they're going to make the payoff of both sagas this lame ass, goofy fucking what if story? Come on.
I don't believe so. But I think people are just hung up on the fact that RDJ played Tony Stark so well as both Tony Stark and Iron Man,
Right.
that there's going to be Tony Stark-esque features with Doom.
Right.
Now, that's like saying Robert De Niro, the guy that played in Godfather, the same guy that played in fucking Vegas or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Casino.
Yeah,
or,
Casino
like,
or whatever.
On,
it's like, it's just, I don't think they just seen enough of him, or they just want him to be this one singular thing so bad that they're unwilling to accept that he can be something else.
Correct.
So.
Dude, when Leonardo DiCaprio was in Django Unchained, he didn't go, so listen, man, I was on this boat with this chick years ago,
right?
And it sunk. Like, they're different fucking characters.
Yep.
Robert De Niro, to your point, Goodfellas doesn't go, I'm Don Corleone, you know, my son. Like, it's a whole nother character just because it's Tony Stark. And I think people have not done the research, because if you read this comic, you go, this is some one-off bullshit. Like, they're not gonna fucking build to some goofy ass shit like that. The other one, there is a comic, this one right here, Infamous Iron Man, where there's another connection. But in this, Iron Man's dead. He dies in Civil War II, which I've not read that whole story. Doom somehow gets access to Tony Stark's shop, whatever. There's a Tony Stark AI at that point. He goes back and forth with him, and Doom actually takes over being Iron Man. Again, not a Tony Stark variant.
Right.
This is Doom. Iron Man's gone, and Doom takes over the Iron Man suit. And then you, in the infamous Iron Man, you get this pretty cool silver looking with green highlight suit. But again, that's Tony Stark's gone, dead.
Right.
So I don't know why people, no, I do know why. It's because, to your point, he was an amazing Tony Stark. So people can't fathom the fucking idea of him not being Tony Stark.
Right.
Anyways, so do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not. Do you think that's going to happen, Adrian?
I don't believe so, no.
I mean, wouldn't that be some goofy
It would be a
shit?
tragedy, dude.
Yeah, it would.
To do all this build up for that bullshit.
Shit, absolutely. All right, Peacemaker, season 2, episode 4. Before I even get into the episode, I read this piece of news from another James Gunn interview, believe it or not. He's an interviewing ass machine, bro. But good. I mean, at least he's talking to someone. He ain't talking to us. He's not pulling a Tom Holland. But anyways, we talked about casting choices earlier, right?
Yep.
So how would you say John Cena being casted as Peacemaker has worked out so far?
Considering I really don't have anybody to compare him to, I would say good.
Okay. Is there anyone that's been in a James Gunn film before that you think could also pull off Peacemaker? Chris Pratt, Batista, fucking, I don't know, the dude who voices Rocket. Is there anyone that would be like, he could probably do that as well?
Group.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
So the first choice for Peacemaker was not Vin Diesel. The first choice was actually Batista, who plays Drax. James Gunn said that his first choice was Batista. He was a good friend of mine. He plays Drax, and I wrote the character of Peacemaker for him. So it was written for Batista. We offered him the role, but he was offered 2 movies at that time, and we weren't paying him basically as much as they were paying him.
Right.
So he turned it down to do the movies, and then Cena was actually the second choice. So I think that's kind of funny that it was another wrestler turned actor, another big guy from John Cena's era. Batista and Cena came up kind of together.
Right.
And he wrote it with Batista in mind. I think probably because the way he plays Drax, like an aloof, dumbass, kind of a dick.
Right.
So I think it would be weird seeing him as Peacemaker.
Well, just because you're holding on to like the RDJ people, you're holding on. Batista being Drax.
Yeah,
not anything else.
No, I mean I think he could pull it off. But
it's not a matter of whether you can pull it off.
Yeah,
it's you're locked in on this one particular character, which I mean that's what we do.
Sure, but I think it's interesting though. It would have been him.
Yeah,
like it was written with him in mind. But now that after seeing Cena do it for 2 seasons, it feels like it was written for Cena.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, he has taken that character onto himself. Yes,
he's made it his own. All right, in this show or in this episode, well, first of all, did you like this episode?
Yeah, it was it feels like it's going somewhere, and it was entertaining along the way. I like the whole switching the door thing. That was pretty cool.
It was a pretty big build. It felt like an episode that was building to the next episode, where next episode looks like some shit's about to go down. One thing about the door that I didn't understand, and maybe I missed something here, in that piece he had that moved the door, it's actually, I looked it up, it's the quantum unfolding chamber. It can create pocket universes with access to other dimensions, making it one of Marvel or DC's most powerful devices.
Okay.
So, when they found it in the woods, was there a door around it?
No.
So why the fuck did he need to bring it to a doorway to make another door when he first found it, there was no door?
Because he wanted to be able to hide it later, which is why he sent the other guy to go get doors. He don't need a door.
Oh, to keep the portal open but hide it.
So you can it could be freestanding.
Yeah.
But if you want to hide it, if it's freestanding, it's just going to be open.
Gotcha.
You know, you got some fucking trees, and then all of a sudden you're looking at into another room. Well, in order to hide it, he wanted, he puts it in a doorway so he can put a door over it to conceal it.
Got it. I stand correct. I for a minute, I was like, that's why I asked you, Adrian, see, because I thought the math wasn't mathing.
Yeah.
But see, people can learn from this.
Sure.
Right? Ask somebody before you go online and say some stupid shit. How about go, Adrian, when I say this to you, do I sound like a fucking jackass? And you go, yeah, you kind of do, bro. Yeah. All right, let me rephrase it a little bit. But all right, so I stand corrected. That makes perfect sense. He wanted the door to hide it. Cool. This episode as a whole, I feel like I agree with you. It was entertaining. It had some good build. The question I got, though, is the bird hunter.
What
the fuck is going on?
What happened with that? What happened there?
I don't know, dude. Is this based on an actual character? Like, is there?
I don't know. I think it's almost like, so remember, there's a American Indian character called the Shaman.
Okay.
I think he was associated with the X-Men, but I think he's also in Alpha Flight or either way. It's an Indian character in the comics that can do the kind of stuff that this dude was doing,
but he's a Marvel guy.
Yeah, but he's a Marvel guy.
Okay.
So this fucking, I don't know what they were trying to do other than, I guess they had to find Peacemaker, and they made this fucking scenario up where this coked out dude went traveling through the metaverse and followed eagerly to the hideout. I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't know if he's even in the comics at all. No, I think he's just a Peacemaker dude, Red Saint Wild. And I'm like, do you think it's a little much, the Native American stuff? Like, can you see some people getting upset at this, or is it kind of just a joke and you know what I mean?
I think people take some things and just go overboard with it.
You think that's what they did here?
Yeah, definitely. Because there was absolutely no reason to have. So first of all, his character is the opposite of what he's doing. The bald eagle, it's not an American fucking eagle. It's a fucking bald eagle that America adopted as a symbol, right? And Indians were supposed to be one with nature, which means that eagles have been around them for fucking ever.
Right.
So why would they go this Indian motifed dude unless it's some racist bullshit, right?
Right.
So I'm a white dude that's dressed up like an Indian to kill the fucking birds that have been around us forever and stuff.
Correct.
Which is the whole point.
Yeah.
You know, you are dressed up like an Indian to go hunt things that are probably, you know, sacred, or at least you live in coexistence with.
Right.
Which makes it all stupid. And it was just visually, I felt like I wanted to throw up watching him dance around the fire.
Oh, dude, that part pissed me off. Like, I don't fucking need to see this, dude. Come on.
And then you're gonna take every opportunity to do fucking ball shot. Come on, dude.
Yeah, that was a little much. Yeah. Yeah, I could have done without seeing that motherfucker dance around the fire and all that shit.
It's crazy. It's like, as people get older, they want to do riskier things to expose themselves.
Balls out,
like Demi Moore in one of her last movies. It's like, what is that?
Yep. The balls get wrinkled and the balls come out, Adrian. It's a fucking pattern for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, his character's a little... It's funny. Now, I think we've all probably know someone who's not Native American but thinks they are.
Right.
Like, especially in our area. Like,
yeah.
Bro, you white like me, you black like Adrian. Like, relax. No, I'm fucking not, 1.5% my fucking great. And then they deck themselves out with the whole, and there's people that have like, no, they don't think that they have Native American blood. They just like that culture and or think they like the look.
So you can adopt a culture, like you can adopt the culture of being pretty much anything, right?
Yeah.
But they have to accept you.
Correct.
But when you go around in this particular case, this cat is he feels like the complete opposite of the Native American traditional thing.
Yes.
Like, you dress this way, you're white, you dress this way, hunting something that you shouldn't be hunting.
Right.
So it's like to me, that's not funny at all.
No. But it's almost like, is it just, analogous to a lot of the shit we see, like people that are walking contradictions? If you think about it a little deeper, like there are people that, same thing, think they're being a patriot to the country, but the things you're doing is not. Like, is it on a deeper level?
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
And I believe you're right. Yeah.
Probably. Because James Gunn, we know, I don't paint him as someone who's racist. He's more on the anti, like a lot of the stuff he's written. So is that that character more of a commentary on people who are fucking confused, walking contradictions. So,
well, but James, please, buddy, Lousy, whatever the fuck his name, please kill him. Matter of fact,
who's that? The black dude?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's just so, like we discussed prior to this, there are tipping points in comedy where it's just like there's too many comedy.
Yeah.
You're trying to do too much.
He's not funny.
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Right.
There are stupid tipping points, and that whole character is that stupid tipping point. Get rid of him, please. Get rid of him. And the eagle hunting dude, they should have left him when he got pushed down on a rock. They should have left him there. They should have just left him there. Yep. All that other shit that followed, just stop.
The two of my favorite parts of this episode is when Economist, that's his name, right?
Yep.
What are up with these names too? I thought he was like the economist, like a economics type person.
Like fucking numbers or something.
For the whole first season, I thought that's what they were calling him. And I thought Harcourt was being called Hardcore because she's a badass.
Yes.
What the fuck is up with these names? That's a whole nother point. Can't they just call them Johnson and Smith like normal fucking names? Shit. But, dude, when he knocks down the little fucking birdie hunter, that was one of my favorite scenes. So he actually, Economist was in two of my favorite scenes. Because the guy you're talking about, I can't remember his fucking name, mustache over there, annoys the living shit out of me. Because number one, I'm all down with like having a dumbass character. I know that's one of James Gunn's MOs. Like he has to do two things. He has to have an animal lover, right? We got Crypto, we got the fucking Eagly in here. We have the dog in Guardians of the Galaxy that can talk, the whole good dog, bad dog bullshit, right? Right. And there has to be a dumbass. Drax is the dumbass in Guardians usually. Yeah. Remember those big like fucking meat looking suits they wore in Guardians 3? Nathan Fillion was the lead guy. He had a dumbass on his team, which I'm pretty sure might be Mr. Metamorph, whatever fuck his name is. Same actor. And in this one, it's this dude. I can't even think of his name. The Argus guy. Right. And when he fucking told he was calling him Ginger something, and the guy got pissed. Like, don't fucking call me that. Right. And he called him in again, and he fucking spits this giant loogie in his face. Yeah. Those two are my favorite parts because both of those characters, maybe they're designed to piss me off. They're pissing me off. I'm fucking had enough.
Langston Fleury.
That's the actor.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's the character.
The character. The actor is Tim
Langston,
Meadows.
You said
Tim Meadows plays Langston Fleury. Yeah. I'm not down with the spitting part because I would have fucking did a Doom. God, Emperor Doom is so snatched this motherfucker. Yep. But Yeah,
But yo, Bordeaux got him though, because he did the whole, no, I'm winking like we're all in this together.
Right.
She stopped them, turned around and winked and go, we're all in this together.
Right.
Motherfucker. You want to double cross me? I'm gonna let him spit in your face. Because
Yep.
I think if that didn't happen, she'd have let him fucking smack the shit out of Economist. But she was like, oh, I can't trust you either. Deal with it, bitch.
Yep.
A lot of interesting dynamics in this, show. But all in all, I thought it didn't feel like a filler episode. Someone the other day was telling me it was a filler. It didn't feel filler to me.
No.
I felt like it was a good bridge to the next part of this story.
Which is, and you made a point earlier about where this is getting ready to go.
At the very end.
Yeah.
Right? The door's open. At least it feels like, oh no, he's going to meet them at the park. Yeah. But for a minute, it felt like him and Adebayo were going to go into the door. And when they see her ass there, I think shit's going to hit the fan. Yeah. And I think that's when Chris is going to realize, oh, this ain't the best dimension ever. Yeah. And knowing his fucking crazy ass, he might try to kill off that dimension. Like, you know,
right? That fucking universal incursion there.
Now, what do you think? So you got Rick Flag Sr. I like the little tie into Creature Commandos. If you remember, he mentioned that he broke his spine.
Yes.
And that was Clayface broke his spine in that show. So that was cool that there's a little reference there.
Yep. They doing what we said they was.
They are.
You
said, right? Crossover characters. Why not? And it works. I wonder, because I don't know if you saw the post-credit scene, but it looks like they try to attack Peacemaker and eventually they capture him. And it sounds like he's trying to work with Rick Flag. Now, Rick Flag's son, Jr., was killed. Right. There is a Rick Flag Jr. in this other dimension. Is Peacemaker selling him on like, bro, I could go get your son back. Right. And with someone who lost their son.
Yeah, they always say, the one thing that they know you can't, what do you want? What do you want? Exactly. And the one thing that they know you can't give them
I want my son back.
Well, we can accommodate you.
Speaking of, he's not going to tell him he's a sniveling little fucking dumbass son, but hey, still your son, right? So who knows? But I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward. So far, it's been a pretty solid show, dude. I can't believe I like it as much as I do based off of how fucking bad it was, or I thought it was. So, anyways, moving on. Top 5 movies of all time. I sprung this on you, Adrian, yesterday. I was like, let's do this. So, and we've had people ask us in the past about like our non-comic movies, and I don't think we've ever really put a big list together. Yeah. But so I will tell you, this list right here is personal favorites. Sure. I guarantee you there's movies that even I would say are better overall movies. It's kind of like there's some gourmet meals, Adrian, right? Like whatever, some pasta bolognese. So like there, this sauce, that, all this shit. Then there's like spaghetti and meatballs. Then there's pizza. And your favorite food may be fucking pizza. But you could admit that, dude, this fucking steak, the way they make it here with the sauce and these fresh, it's a better meal, but it ain't gonna be your go-to. Right. Big Mac's fucking good, dude, when you're hungry. Right. It's midnight, ain't much open. Nice hot fries, salted with a fucking Big Mac, some good shit. Yeah. But I wouldn't say it's better than what was the place we used to go in Jersey? 94, 90, 92, 52, 67? I don't know, one of those. They got better food there. Yeah. But it's not gonna be my go-to. No. So these.
Well, I mean, there's a whole 3-hour drive.
There's that too, yeah. But we got Michael Jordan Steakhouse. Great place. But dude, if I want something quick, I'm gonna eat that less than I'm gonna eat a nice pizza from some place down the road. Anyways, so I say all that to say these are my personal favorite top 5 movies right now. Okay. I'm gonna give you some honorable mentions first, though, because this was hard to narrow.
Yeah, I got a few honorables too.
Okay. So let's do our honorable mentions first. Mine, these are no order at all. The Godfather. Yep. Goodfellas. Yep. Inception. Yep. Interstellar. Damn. Pulp Fiction. Damn. 8 Mile. I love that movie. Empire Strikes Back. Even Wedding Crashers.
Yo, honorable mention. Not every fucking movie that you like.
Those are my honorable mentions right there. Those handful. Okay. What are some of your honorable mentions?
Well, the 3 honorable mentions
you got 3,
have,
okay. It's
now,
not a competition.
So an interesting thing about this is like, so Sinners is on my honorable mention. Okay. Now remember, I was like, maybe Sinners, maybe replacing the Matrix.
You did say that,
right? So I was just caught up in a moment. It was a good show at the time, but so Sinners honorable mention, Where, which is a werewolf movie that came out in 2013. AJ Cook. That's like one of the if you like werewolf movies, watch that fucking movie.
Okay.
Right? And then The Skeleton Key, that's 2005 with Kate Hudson. This is about these this husband and wife slaves. They're into magic, and over time, so what they do is they will, speaking of soul snatching, they will transfer their soul into other people's bodies, live those lives out, and then when they get so old, they'll find another victim and transfer. So they keep body hopping through time
me of
and
that
shit.
show. Anthony Mackie was in the second one. The dude who plays Rick Flag Jr. was in the first one. Altered Carbon. You ever seen that? Netflix?
I started watching it. It became, I couldn't watch it.
The first season was really good.
Yeah.
Second season, not so much.
Got it.
Yeah. Anthony Mackie got the same cap treatment there almost. We had this awesome guy, this awesome show, and now we're going to slide you in.
Right.
He kind of got the shit end of the stick twice, too.
Wow.
But I'm sure he got paid.
So those are my three honorable mention. Where, Skeleton Key, Sinners.
Okay. And you heard all of mine.
Yep.
And I probably got more. All right. So top 5 movies of all time. And this is in no particular order. I'll give you, we'll go back and forth. Okay.
Yep.
So one of mine is The Fast and the Furious. The first Fast and Furious movie is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Okay.
I've seen this movie probably now. I don't know how many Fast and Furious movies there's 11 now. I've seen this movie more than 11 times. I can promise you that. Yes. So that's one of mine. What you got?
Well, I have not seen Fast and Furious 11 times. I have seen it a couple times.
Yep.
My all-time favorite has always and will, well, as of today, is The Matrix.
Okay. I knew that was going to be on your list.
Yep.
Another one for me is Scarface.
Okay.
This was hard to narrow down because I mentioned Godfather. You put them together, Godfather, Goodfellas is two of my honorable mentions. I absolutely love those movies. But Scarface is one I can throw on at any point in time. And it's also these movies, The Fast and the Furious and Scarface, dude, I could almost recite every line in these movies. I've seen them so much.
Wow.
And Scarface is one of my all-time favorites.
Well, I cannot recite any lines in any of the movies that are on my favorites, but I do agree. So one of the things I thought about, like, what's my favorite, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff that makes up my favorite. You know, it's the first, is this, is that. And one of the criteria is what you just said. Can I just throw this movie on at any time and watch it, right? And I'm thinking about like Sinners. It's like, I don't want to watch that again. You know, I liked it for what it was, which is why it's a good movie, but it's also honorable mention. Another one of my movies is Avatar.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I
The
can
first
respect that. Yeah. Another one of mine, all-time favorites. And this is, some of these I would say are also some of the best movies, period. Not all. I don't understand The Fast and the Furious wouldn't be like critically acclaimed.
Sure.
But I really enjoy it. Tombstone. I absolutely fucking love this movie.
That's the one I was trying to think of. I'm like, what did Mike say to watch it? Tombstone. I got to watch that one.
It is, I mean, it's based on, I don't want to say a true story. It's based on some true events, okay? Wyatt Earp. It also, I mean, who's to say what was a true story from that era, right? But it's about some lawmen, basically, that moved to a town of Tombstone to retire and realize you're a lawman back in the Wild West. You ain't ever really, really retired.
Right.
It's kind of like there's a lot of shit going on that pull them out of retirement. And then they end up getting into a very violent, I mean, it was an old school beef, dude, like between the people that were running the town corruptly and these new guys coming in, the Earp brothers plus Doc Holliday. But it's dude, it's a phenomenal fucking movie. A lot of great lines too. So I highly recommend that.
That kind of reminds me loosely of it's a comedy, but it's a bunch of professionals. They're on what do you call it? The federal witness protection list.
Okay.
And they get all moved into town and they get walking down the street and it's like, oh shit, fellow gangsters and shit.
Yeah.
So they get together and they form this family, but it's not to do evil shit.
Right.
It's to like make the town better. It's kind of a comedy. I forget the guy, the comedian, the white hair comedian from Canada. Anyway, another one of my movies, Shawshank Redemption.
So just like you've never seen Tombstone, I've never seen that.
Got it.
Yeah. But I've heard a lot of great things about it.
Sure.
Why is that movie so high for you?
It's got that old school feel. It's got that diversity. It's got the the ultimate redemption. It's like, you weather through something knowing that you're innocent to be your own salvation kind of a deal.
Yeah.
So that.
one of the standout moments in Tombstone. You know, TikTok's doing this whole like hidden gem. They stole your hidden gem.
Hey.
Hidden gem movie scenes, right? And I think there's a scene in Tombstone that is a hidden gem because a lot of the Tombstone scenes you hear about are like the shootouts and the you know that type of stuff. But there's a scene with Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday is a gambler, a thief, a drunk. He's got tuberculosis. He's dying. He's a badass motherfucker with a gun.
Right.
He's a guy you want on your side. You don't want to be on the other side of him. Wyatt Earp is the ultimate lawman, above the law, do the right thing. He's like Captain America of this shit, right? It's almost like Cap and Bucky in a way.
Got it.
And Doc is pretty much dying, and he's willing to go to war with Wyatt Earp at the end. And Wyatt's almost like confused, like, bro, why are you doing this? He's like, you're my friend. And then Wyatt Earp goes, yeah, I have a lot of friends. Like, like friends are not that, you know, valuable. Like, and then Val Kilmer's the guy who plays him. But then Doc Holliday goes, yeah, well, I don't. And it was like that, like he's someone who don't have a lot of friends, but he saw something in this dude. They had a connection, and he's willing to fucking do whatever he needs to do for this guy.
Got it.
So it's just a cool little moment in that movie. So
Cool.
anyways, all right. So next one for me is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. One of my all-time. I actually just watched this movie again this week.
Cool.
That's a movie that I've seen probably more than most movies. It's my favorite of the Terminator movie. And like these other ones, I could put it on while we're doing this and have it in the background.
Right. That's when they introduced T-1000.
T-1000,
right?
bro.
Some hella graphic design, graphic shit back then.
That shit holds up. This movie came out in, I think, 91, maybe? 91, 93. It was early 90s. 92. And that CGI looks better than some of the shit we've seen in movies recently.
Right.
Like, now, granted, it's simple CGI compared to a lot of the shit we see.
Right.
But for the time, it wasn't simple.
Yeah, but sometimes simplicity is best. Just like there's like, what the fuck happened during the 80s, dude? Like, you see movies from like the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, all that cinematography shit. But then the 80s, like, it's so grainy. Yeah. You can't even see the people.
Right.
What happened? There's like a bad run of film or something. I don't know what was going on. But then it got better back in the 90s.
Yeah. Funny quick thing about T-1000, Robert Patrick is the same guy who plays Augie Smith.
Yeah.
Yep. Peacemaker's dad.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
My next one is The Green Mile.
Oh, that's a good one.
Michael Clarke, Tom Hanks. Yeah.
That's a really good movie.
Yep.
That's a movie that I've only seen once. But not because I didn't like it, because of just, first of all, how good it was, how emotional it was, the story behind it. It was, I've only seen it once, but a phenomenal movie.
Yep.
All right, this is our last one, right?
Yep.
Our number one here. This is not my favorite of all these.
Not number one in order.
No. The last one we're going to give.
Yes.
The last one we're going to give. I actually put this movie on last night while I was working on this podcast, Adrian. My fucking favorite animated movie of all time. No, but WALL-E. My movie WALL-E, dude.
Of course.
Yes. One of my top 5 movies of all time.
So your WALL-E is my Matrix.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. My last one is Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
A little Christmas movie there, Adrian. Look at that. So, well, those are our top 5 movies, our favorite movies of all time. Not top 5 from a critical standpoint.
So I was thinking about this when I was putting this together. I'm like, holy shit, none of these are comic book movies.
No.
And none of yours are comic book movies.
No, I intentionally left out.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. Because I probably would have put like Across the Spider-Verse on there or something like that. All right. Before we get into the last chunk of this show, Adrian, we have one of your favorite segments here. Good old What the Fuck, Rotten Tomatoes. So rules are simple. I got 3 movies. There's a disparity in the critic score versus the audience score. We are going to pick which one is, in our view, which one got it right. Critics versus audience. Okay. So, and you know the rules. If we've both seen the movie, we both will comment. And if we haven't, the only one who saw the movie will fucking comment. Because, Adrian, we keep it real here. Not like Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong, but we keep it real here. All right?
Yeah, that's that whole freedom of speech thing.
Oh, yeah. Just easy, everyone. Everybody, let's just have fun together, All right. The first one is a movie called 8 Mile. You ever seen this movie?
I have not.
You have not. Anthony Mackie's in this movie. He's a rapper in this movie. It's loosely based on Eminem's life story. Eminem plays a version of himself. So the critics gave this movie, the critic score for this movie is a 76% for 8 Mile, and the audience score is a 54. I'm going with the critics. They got it right. I don't know what the fuck this audience is talking about. So number 2, the second movie on What the Fuck Rotten Tomatoes is one that was on my list, Adrian. The Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
You've seen this.
I have seen it.
Not like 27 and a half times like myself.
I know.
Man, I could recite like half the movie, dude. It's phenomenal. But I think, and actually I will save this, but this is maybe a hot take. I think The Fast and the Furious, the first one, is still the best Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, I would agree with that.
It has story, it has action, has racing, it has some emotional moments with the family, with it's family, that whole deal.
Yeah.
I think they did everything better than the other movies.
Yes.
They got way too over the top. Like the biggest stunt in this was like they drove the Honda Civic under the 18-wheeler. Right. I don't know why the 18-wheeler was so high. Yeah. Or the end where his Charger hits the train and it rolls and he almost dies. Yes. Now my man's jumping from car to car, highway to plane to this to that, through the ice. He's cracking the garage. He's doing all his shit. He barely survived one fucking crash down, the highway. Like, come on. Anyways, the critic score for this movie is a 55%. Damn. The audience is a 74%. I'm going audience.
Audience.
And even that's low. This movie could be 174%. Maybe not. Maybe. Am I glazing?
It's a little glazing.
I'm a little glazing?
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit. All right. Last but not least, this is another one that I probably should have had in my honorable mentions. This is a movie I could throw on at any time. I've seen this movie 152 times exactly. Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, Friday. You've seen this movie.
I've seen this movie.
I love this movie.
I love a strong word.
Pops. Yeah, you're not. I give out more love than you, Adrian.
Yes.
But you highly like this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pops, John Witherspoon.
Yes.
Nobody go in the bathroom about 25 to 45 minutes. I love when Craig.
Bang, 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 bang.
That too. Craig, the word of the day is job. J-O-B. Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. I know this movie is great.
Yeah.
And then Smokey goes, you got fired yesterday? Yeah. Man, you got to be a dumb motherfucker to get fired on your day off. You got fired for stealing boxes? Wow. Man, we trying to build a fort? Like, no, I ain't steal no boxes. Anyway. Right. Audience, 77%.
Yep.
Critic, I'm sorry. Nope, scratch that. God damn it. Critics, 77%. Audience, 91%. I'm going audience.
Yeah, I go with the audience.
All day. Ice Cube wrote this movie too?
I didn't know that.
And at the time, now, hearing that now, it's not a shock because he's written plenty, but that was his first screenplay. He wrote that movie while he was working on, you actually can see, if you ever seen Straight Outta Compton, you see some of that in there. So it was early NWA days, and he was looking to be even bigger than these other guys. So anyways, that is...
So out of NWA, obviously Eazy is gone, but out of those cats, who do you think is the biggest? Actually, there's only two at this point.
At that level, it's Dre and Ice Cube.
Right.
I would say Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ice Cube's more pub, but it's really close. It's right up there.
I mean, money-wise, I would say Dre.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
the
of
Apple
the beats
deal
and Apple and all that shit. But I mean, Cube has done more. Yeah. Like more projects and stuff. Dre does a lot of shit behind the scenes too. But two phenomenal. I mean, think about where they came from to being these moguls, both of them. Yeah.
I mean, I look at that, I'm like, that's fucking phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Who else would put in that category? Snoop,
yeah. 50 Cent is up there.
50 Cent, definitely.
Jay-Z's another level.
Queen Latifah. Jay-Z is just somewhere else, dude.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's a businessman. Not that these guys aren't, but he's, I think making moves on a different level. Yeah. He's up there with Dre. I mean, ironically, before this whole case, you'd put Diddy up there. Yeah. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, he was, I mean, from a business standpoint.
And the thing about it is that these cats are richer than you think they are.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't think about it. It's like, they got the music.
Right.
But then they got all the artists under them, right? No Diddy. You got me saying that bullshit.
Yes.
But then they got, you know, these endorsements, and most of them have some kind of like liquor or clothing or some kind of association with something else. I mean, but still, out of all that, Jay-Z is just on a fucking different planet.
Absolutely. So, all right, moving on. We're gonna run through some We Respond real quick. We had Jay Shot It. Jay was on the live this past week, dude. Jay Shot It showed up. He said, "Hey, Mike and Adrian, AWAB, forgot to comment past 2 weeks, but I've been busy with work." Yeah, another work.
Hey,
yes,
do that work. Do that
Absolutely.
work.
Great live on Friday too, Mike. It was cool to see you answer a bunch of questions about Spider-Man: Brand New Day. With that, I appreciate you coming in. With that being said, I want to know which villains do you guys want to see for each Batman 2 and Brave and the Bold? Batman 2, I'd like to see someone like the Court of Owls or Deathstroke or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And then Brave and the Bold, dude, I'd like to see, I mean, Ra's al Ghul, if you have Damian in there, I feel like that's a natural progression.
Right.
We've seen Talia on screen. We've not seen Raish yet.
Right. Well, yeah, he was. Rosh was in.
Oh, he was. What the fuck am I thinking? God, in Batman Begins.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines.
Yeah.
I don't have to help you, but I don't have to hurt you,
right?
But I don't have to help you either.
True. But I don't think they did Raish justice there, because it was like he was not Raish, but he was. And it's a white dude playing him. We fucking whitewashing shit here again.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see a real Raish al Ghul show up. And Brave and the Bold, dude, you can do so much. I'd love to see, like I said, Raish. I'd love to see a Red Hood.
Yeah.
Why not? You get the Batman.
Somebody street level.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Michael, waiting for the finally segment where you watch some Invincible. I know, dude. I want to. I just need to find more time in the day.
Right.
Hidden gem suggestion: Angela, as she's being introduced in Marvel Rivals. We talked about Angela a little bit last week. She came. She's a cool character. You'd probably like this deep dive, Adrian, because she started in Image Comics and then was sold to Marvel, and then they made her Thor's sister, I believe. All right, let's see. OG Dirte. OG was on the live too a couple weeks back. What up, Mike, Adrian, the interns? I don't agree with Jeffrey. I'm a black and Gordon is a white man. Those are the facts. Yep. Okay. He's a great actor, but I don't think Hollywood understands comic books. I agree. Dude, Jeffrey Wright's a phenomenal fucking actor.
Yep.
And I take nothing away. I think he is phenomenal, but it's just that small piece that bothers me. I've gotten to the point where I just don't watch or spend my money on anything. For example, Disney makes Wonder Man black. Okay, you can debate whether he's a known character or not, but there's no vision with him. I grew up in the 90s when he was white, and he used to help create vision. I'm a part. Oh, he did actually. A part of small percent who knows his character is. So I think that that show. Actually, I'll get to that. It's actually quite powerful. The MCU. Disney ruined that dream by deviating from the comic book's backstory. X-Men is my favorite comic book of all time. If Disney fucks this up, I'm done. And I think Spider-Man villains are better than Batman AWAB. Yes. I have a theory. Wonder Man is going to lead into Vision Quest. And Vision Quest is going to bring Vision back into the main story.
But again, with the whole race swapping thing, it just changes the dynamics
it does.
of it. Yeah, I mean, it could lead into it.
But I mean, I think, but him being black versus white doesn't change the fact that he could be tied to Vision, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's still, unnecessary.
Wait a minute. Is that why they made him black? Because you have a white Vision?
Oh, yeah. Diversity. Yes. Look at that. They're trying to be like us, white and black. You're Wonder Man, I'm Vision.
There you go. There you go.
Anyways.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. McSkeeter, what do you guys think of potentially seeing G.I. Robot and Peacemaker if they truly are Universe X? And if you guys watch, all right, well, that's another question. I would love to see G.I. Robot from Creature Commandos show up in Peacemaker.
Oh my God, that'd be great. But he'd be in the universe that he's going to. Well, I don't know.
What if Peacemaker brings him to that universe when he realizes they're all fucking Nazis?
Oh, shit. That would be something.
That would be something. So, yes, I would love to see that.
Yes.
Have you guys watched Alien Earth? I've not. Have you seen the Alien show?
I have not.
I heard it's really good.
It's too complicated in the beginning, dude. It's like,
you tried watching it?
Yeah. And then the accents and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay. I've not. I heard it was good. He says, lastly, are we going to get Constantine 2 once again? I don't know, dude. Probably not. I don't think anytime soon.
I mean, we getting Swamp Thing.
Mm.
I mean, who knows? But then, Keanu Reeves, he's kind of,
oh yeah,
maybe he's too old for it now.
Yeah, you might need to replace. You might need to just, person swap. No race swap him, just person swap. Lei Xiang, hello fellas. AWAB, I heard you talk about The Rock a bunch of times and comment on his movies, but I don't think I've ever heard you mention my favorite, which is The Rundown. You've mentioned this.
Oh, I just saw that part of it the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, the left foot, the right foot. He's like, come on, stop.
It is a good movie.
That dude is fucking funny.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is or what happened to him.
Sean William Scott?
Yeah.
Captain Canada, AWAB fellas. I love hot toys, but damn, they're expensive. I only own one, the 6 scale. And they are, dude. When we were looking at last week with the Wolverine, you want some shit that looks like it's off the screen, you're gonna fucking pay.
Oh,
dude.
absolutely.
They do a great job on face sculptures and materials used. Looking forward to seeing The Rock in that new biopic. Yeah, me too, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing that. The one we were talking about last week, Smashing Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Honorable mention for his old movies are The Scorpion King and The Rundown. Yep. The Rundown again. Speaking of scary movie parodies, you'll like this, dude. You're talking about the scary movie, the parody. Yeah. Scary Movie 6 is in production. It's coming out next year.
Of course it is. Marlon Wayans ain't doing nothing else.
Oh, dude. The first couple are
he's good.
Hysterical.
And they are so funny.
And his brother, Sean, is like borderline gay, and they're picking up the body. I'll grab him by the ass. Like, bro. I agree with you guys on the Spider-Man list. Nailed it. Yes, Alfred Molina was the guy who played Doc Ock. Was phenomenal. Yes. Sony, please give Marvel the rights back. Yes. All right, one more. Let's see. Slapper says, AWAB, my guys, Mike, sorry I haven't watched Across the Spider-Verse or The Batman. AWAB, Slapper, it's a little bit disappointing, dude. But it's okay. It's all right. What are you going to do? I'm going to watch all the old Batman movies from 89 to build up to The Batman. Ooh, you're going to have some good ones and some bad ones.
I'll be ready to go through some emotion, dude.
Yes, yep. Speaking of Deadpool, I rewatched all 3. They're still great. I'd rank the first Deadpool in my top 5 comic book movies. Okay. Mm-hmm. Did y'all notice Colossus and Deadpool Wolverine looked not as bulky? I don't know. Yes, because he was just kind of like at the dinner table or something, right?
I don't even remember
vaguely.
But I don't like Colossus' portrayal.
Yeah, you didn't like that period. One, yeah.
Any of them.
I know y'all got into Black Phone. Wondering if you've seen Get Out or Us. Yeah, I've seen Get Out. Us is the one where it's the alternate family kind of living under the fucking sewers or some shit when they show up and take over the house.
The mirrors or something.
Weird shit.
Yeah,
I didn't really care for Us, honestly. I thought the whole twist was a little stupid.
Yeah.
Get Out was good.
Get Out was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people overglaze that movie though. Like it was good, but I think
it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Like overglazing.
I think it was overglazed, dude. Would you say it was better than Sinners?
I would say on par.
Really? I'd say Sinners was better.
Just because it's recent.
I'm self-glazing. No,
that's okay.
Just to update.
You have the right to like what you like.
That's true. You're not going to say bad things about me?
No, not at all.
All right. Well, he's got a handful. Let's just skim through. X-Men anime. Oh, he's on his X-Men animated watch. Just watch Dark Phoenix. That's definitely a good part of that show. Emma Frost introduced and Cyclops found out his dad is alive. Dude, the animated series hits all these fucking awesome stories that they could just use that on screen.
Yeah.
They're there. I'm glad Adrian complimented Ms. Marvel because I feel that it was one of the better Marvel shows. The culture plus the scenes looking right out of a comic were amazing. Mm-hmm. They could do the same for Squirrel Girl. hey, hold the nuts, bro. Easy. Right. After my criticism last week, this week's Peacemaker turned it around for me. I agree with that.
Yeah.
The Planet X story is really intriguing. All right, 2 questions. I don't know all too much about the character Spawn, but is he someone who the creator could give to Marvel one day, or is it probably never going to happen? Oh, it will never happen.
No,
Spawn is the biggest independent character of all time, and there was a time where Spawn was outselling Marvel and DC.
Correct. However, you need to put it in the hands of somebody that's going to do something with it.
Yeah,
you're going to fucking let the fruit die on the tree, on the vine.
Let's get a fucking movie.
McFarlane. The fuck, dude.
Yeah, seriously. What story do y'all want to see introduced Batman in the DCU if it's a solo movie? If it was a solo movie, well, it's not going to be a solo movie. It's going to be Batman Brave and the Bold. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be Son of Batman, which they should do, with Damian there. I like for the movie to start just like the animated movie starts. Talia dropping off the kid. Like, remember this? Remember that night, bro? fucking whatever it was, 12 years later, here you go. Be a dad, bitch. What do y'all think is next for Lou Beetle? I think he'll show up somewhere. I know they're doing some animated series with him, which is probably a good fit for that because it's more kid friendly.
Yeah. No, Blue Beetle was a entertaining. Besides all the nonsense shit.
Yeah.
$800,000 truck, but you're losing your house.
Yeah.
Mafia grandma and all this other kind of bullshit. It just didn't. It was some nonsense. Definitely some nonsense in it. But I think it was a good intro to the big screen for this character.
Absolutely. Sons of Sekhmet is back. Says, sorry, been drowning in work, guys. It's okay, bro. You got to get that money.
Right.
Recast Captain Marvel, even Bo Arthur. Adrian should know who this is. Would know better. You know Bo Arthur? Nope. You'll have to fill us in, Sekhmet. Let's see. We got like 2 more here. Bro Man Williams, as far as Doom, Kang, and Thanos goes, Squirrel Girl kicking all their asses.
Damn.
She did beat Thanos in the comics at one point, which is crazy to say out loud. Brandon Jones, sick and tired of the Battinson hate. That's the best Batman movie ever curated. It's not even close. Yes, Brandon. I know I like you, Brandon Jones. Li Xiang also is hesitant to weigh in on the race swapping, gender swapping, because it can be a very complex topic. It could be. Where I fall now is I only care if the trait being swapped is integral to the character. You cannot swap T'Challa and make him white because he's the king of an African nation of black people. On the flip side, does making Jim Gordon black change anything about him? Not really. Yeah, I mean, I can see that argument. I think I would be more pissed if they made T'Challa white versus making Jim Gordon black.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I mean, there's just so much. I mean, Jim Gordon is a supporting character. You got to change the whole Barbara thing and so on and so forth. That still doesn't change how he interacts with Batman. Yeah. You change T'Challa. That's fucking everything.
Yeah. So, it would be less offensive. But I just think, again, my main point is there's so many characters, you just don't need to change anyone.
Or how about that? Just don't change anybody.
Right. Last comment. That dude Pablo says, was this the longest episode there's been so far last week? No complaints. My wife is funny. My wife came out to the garage and was like, you're still watching your boys? How many comics do y'all talk about? She's under the impression this is where we talk about comics and only comics.
Nice.
She don't know about the other stuff, dude.
Right.
No, keep that a secret, All right. One thing that is not other stuff, Adrian, is the second to last segment here, and that is what we call, and what TikTok tried to steal from you, Adrian, the hidden gem.
The hidden gem. All
Who
right.
is the hidden gem this week?
So
is it Eminem?
It is not Eminem. So this week's hidden gem is, so you remember we talked about Gotham, we talked about Arkham. Well, this is another place, we'll call it, right? So this week's hidden gem is The Raft.
Ooh. Oh, shit, the prison.
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
So The Raft, the one that we're accustomed to, well, first of all, The Raft is in any version, there's been many versions of The Raft across different Earths, right? The Raft is a supermax prison, basically, right? So it's a maximum security prison for superpowered criminals or people that have extraordinary abilities, even though they might not be superpowered.
Okay.
So you had Sam Wilson in there, right? He's not superpowered. You had Hawkeye in there. He's not superpowered, but they are, let's call them super capable, right? So that's the premise behind. It's a supermax prison where we can't keep people that are not normal. All the normal people are maximum security and white collar prisons. Well, this is supermax where we got to keep the real naughties, right? So the one that we're accustomed to is the floating. Well, it's not even floating. I get to that, but it's basically operated by the United Nations. It's overseen by the U.S. Navy, and Thunderbolt Ross has complete control over who goes in and out of the raft.
Of course he does.
So in one version of the first one that came online, but what's funny is that somebody has broken out of every one of these fucking prisons.
Yeah, obviously.
Every version.
Yo, put Joker in there. He'll find a way out.
Exactly. So, the first iteration was, Kilgrave was locked in, and then Jessica Jones came to interview him. Well, Kilgrave broke out that night to go terrorize Jessica Jones. She beat his ass and sent him back. So it's that kind of thing, right? Electro, hired by a Skrull impersonating Elektra, instituted a mass breakout, and then Murdoch, Cage, Drew, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, they came in to control the situation, but 40 plus inmates still escaped from this place.
So it's 40 plus superpowered motherfuckers.
Yes.
I don't know what's worse, the Raft or Arkham.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a revolving door kind of a thing, right? So after that, it was renovated. So there's different ones. So the one on Earth 104A was maximum security. It was in the East River. Basically, it's like Alcatraz.
Okay.
In the East River where the Roosevelt Island would be. The one on Earth 8096, it was one of 4 specialized places, along with the Big House, the Cube, and the Vault. Earth 1999 is the one that's similar to what we are accustomed to. It's a fully submersible containment system located in an undisclosed area supervised by Secretary Ross, right? Earth 14042 is where Stark introduced these discs where not only are you in the raft, but you also have this system. There's two parts to it. They put something like into your body, like on your spine.
Yeah.
Then you have to go through this process by which it identifies what your power is, and then you're color coded. So if you're what was the colors? If you're purple, you're one thing. If you're something else, what did I do with them? My notes. Oh, so if you're like a fighting person, like say an Iron Fist, right?
Yeah.
You get blue. If you have some animal kind of power, you get yellow. If you're energy, you're purple, and if you're power, you're green. So the disc system developed by this doctor for Stark Industries, it wasn't necessarily Tony, will put you in these categories so they can monitor you better in the cells that they put you in. So you're in this enclosed place that's underwater most of the time. The only time it came up was when people were coming on and off. Then they put you in these they put you on these floors, which had capabilities. Then they put you in these cells, like behind some glass. Remember Wanda Maximoff when they was first introduced with the twin before he got killed?
Yep.
He was behind this special glass, or the Hulk when he was in the helicarrier, they put him behind this fucking glass, that kind of shit. And then they have these tags, the discs. So you got location, then you got levels, then you got cells, and then you got this other stuff. In addition to that, they have the suits are made out of some kind of technology where they can monitor you. Then they have neurosuppressive collars. And then out of all that, even the guards have special weapons, special suits to be able to deal with the type of people that's in it. Now, the last inmates that we saw were, Clint Barton, Hawkeye, Wanda Maximoff, Scott Lang, Sam Wilson, Willis Stryker, which is Luke Cage's half brother, Trish Walker, Helmut Zemo, Sam Stern, Thaddeus Ross at the end, right? The president, whatever. But pretty much name any villain in Marvel, they've been there at some point, and they've broken out. So it's interesting that they come up with this, because a lot of stuff we talk about how things parallel in the comics that's in real life, right?
Yep.
So you had the Raft, which is kind of like one version of it is like Alcatraz, but there's also a Supermax prison in Colorado. Let me see, what were my notes on that? It's Florence Administrative Maximum Facility, ADX Florence, the only federal Supermax prison in the United States located in Florence, Colorado, nicknamed Alcatraz in the Rockies. So it's like extreme security and isolation, advanced technology, no inmate interaction, harsh living conditions, no rehabilitation goal at all. They're not trying to rehabilitate you. They just keeping you there. So this is like a parallel to what actually exists. So that makes you want to wonder if they have facilities and places and locations and technologies that they spin off and reflect in the comics. Are there really superpowered people in the world? I mean, I know we are.
Right, we are. But are there others out there is what you're asking.
Exactly.
Possibly.
So anyway, the raft. So we talk about like in Arkham where they keep you kind of crazy is where everybody break out. You got like the Shields, you got the Gothams. But this is like your bad boys and girls. They put you and they drop you. Now, I think they also have like containment ships, like container ships. They're just fucking like giant container ships, except it's a prison. And it just moves around in the oceans. I mean, they don't talk about it.
Right.
But I'm sure they got some shit like that too.
A lot of shit they don't talk about. That
happens, absolutely.
So, and that's, we get into those types of things on a show called Other Stuff, Adrian.
There's that.
Every Wednesday. So you can AWAB with us on Monday. Right? Make Mondays great again, and then you can hump with us. Well, not with us, but you can get your hump on hump day on other stuff. But
there you go,
dude. Phenomenal hidden gem, and it's cool because everyone. I don't know what everyone's thinking, but I think what they're thinking, they're always thinking there's going to be a character,
right?
But these pieces, these environments, these places. You said this like when you did the Gotham City one, are almost characters in a way.
Absolutely.
They're so important to the comics.
Absolutely.
Because you think about, I mean, the idea of that from a comic creator is genius. You have these superpowered individuals. They're not going to fucking last in not going to stay in a regular prison.
Correct.
So what's the second best thing to do is put them in this like imprisoned submarine type of shit and drop them into the fucking ocean.
That's right.
But they still get out for some reason. It's funny, like
everybody.
The biggest thing, if I'm a comic character, if I'm living in these universe, I go, guys, instead of getting more powerful, instead of coming up with all these crazy plots and weighing should we kill, should we not, why don't we just work on the security of some of these prisons,
Right.
If Joker keeps breaking out of Arkham Asylum, can we figure out a way to keep his fucking crazy ass in there? I mean, come on.
Right.
But
this is kind of the same argument. Like, why haven't Batman killed this fucker a long time ago? You
get two options: you can kill him or find a way to keep him in jail. And obviously, he's not willing to do either one of them. So.
Well, one of the big things that was brought out in Batman about the Joker is that, and most of the criminals that he gets locked up because he's unwilling to reveal his identity. He never shows up in court.
Right.
So there's no reason he's the only one that knows what they did for the most part. So
like we like to call the witness to the stand and motherfucker's gone, bro. Right. Come on. Anyways, well, phenomenal hidden gem, Adrian, and we are going to wrap this up like we do every single week with a little segment we call Agree to Disagree.
Okay.
And the idea behind this segment is to educate people in general. This is specific to things we talk about on this show. Not always, some other things, other stuff. But we don't always agree. We disagree. A lot of you disagree with us. We keep it cordial. We move the fuck on.
That's it.
Some of y'all get upset in the comments. I make fun of you. Y'all make fun of me. It's all good. This guy knows, you know nothing. You know nothing. Okay, I know nothing. Read a comic, they say. Tell me that.
Yeah,
and then I read a comic and I prove them wrong. You know? So anyways, I got 10 this week, Adrian, of my opinions. I'm going to test you to see if you agree with me or you disagree. And I won't be upset either way.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Number one, if I was a betting man, Adrian, well, I am.
Well, you are.
I won some money back on Terrence Crawford. So shout out to Terrence Crawford. Yes, I actually won more than what I lost last week. So don't chase your losses unless you're going to win them back. Redemption. Now, since I am a betting man, I will literally bet the farm, as they say, that Dr. Doom will not be a Tony Stark variant in the MCU.
Agree.
DC should keep the Batman story grounded, and go fantastical with the DCU's Batman Brave and the Bold.
Agree.
Nice contrast there, right? All right, these are going to be the real test for you, Adrian, because I think you've changed your stance on one of these, but I'm going to test you.
Okay.
Sinners was better than The Matrix.
Disagree.
Sinners was better than Get Out.
Disagree.
Wall-E was better than all three of those motherfuckers.
Disagree.
Damn, that's the most disagrees we've ever had in a row here. All right. Marvel is going to absolutely cook with Marvel Zombies.
Agree.
The only Supermax prison that has worse security than the Raft, it might be Arkham Asylum.
Agree.
Because even the Joker can get out. He's just a fucking dude, you know? Everyone watching this video right now should pause and go subscribe to the Only Comics YouTube page.
Agree.
Go do it. Fuck you wait. We'll be here when you get back. Go fucking do it. All right. And this is Only Comics, where we discuss comics and only comics.
And some other stuff.
Okay, so you disagree.
I disagree.
That's a false statement.
That's a false statement.
Yeah, we get into other stuff.
Yeah.
And some of those other things are like the 90s. So my last one is, Adrian, the 90s was the best decade.
Disagree.
Was the best decade for hip hop.
Disagree.
Fuck. For entertainment.
Actually, that's not true.
Okay.
I do agree with that.
For hip hop.
For hip hop. Because hip hop was, for me, my exposure to it. Because I was coming more from, the Luther Vandrosses and things like that in the 80s and stuff. And then rolling into
the Motown.
Yep. So I agree.
All right. There you have it. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? You let us know in the comments. You can yell, scream, and shout at each other. But you know what? Keep it all peaceful. Okay. Not in the Peacemaker kind of peace, like a real peaceful way. But Adrian, I appreciate you rolling out today. Man. Guys, I appreciate you guys watching, downloading, subscribing, commenting, whatever you do. We will not be live this Friday, Adrian, because I am going to travel the multiverse a little bit. I'll be on a cruise, so I don't know.
And I will not be substituting for you because I will also. You
also
traveling.
will be out. We'll be traveling the most. But what we will do though is make sure that you all have a show next week to watch. So we appreciate y'all checking us out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are interested in joining the Legion of Interns, becoming an intern, in the description, there is a link to that the Other Stuff podcast. It's all $4.99 a month. You get this podcast a little bit earlier sometimes. Sometimes you get it right on time. Sometimes you get it late. I don't know. But Wednesday, you get a whole nother fucking podcast that's usually an hour plus of who knows what.
Right.
There's some news on there. There used to be some wrestling till WWE fucked that up for us. Whatever. We respond to comments. We have some tinfoil talk sometimes. We had a real deep breakdown on 9/11 this past week. So anyways, Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Only Comics.